Off. Grand timing. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Eyes Up Mother Brown for KUMB TV's Eyes Up Mother Brown. Should I say? Let's get it right. Let's do the full thing. We are back for a new season. I say we because we have done one stream so far. It was just me, myself, and I. Unlike me, Noam and DL tonight, who are joining me on the stream. As you can see, you've got us all on the same screen tonight. We're trialing something else. There's DL next to me and Noam over on the far side. How are we doing, gentlemen? Noam, you good?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I'm on holiday now, so it's been a tough few months, but I've now got 2 and a bit weeks of sod all, really. So looking forward to it.
That's what it's all about. Good to hear. Nick, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Awesome.
Yep.
What are we thinking about tonight, gents? Nick, first of all, are we confident of pulling off a result in this one?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. Hang on a minute, I've got to turn the light on. There we go.
Okay.
It's getting dark already. Nights are drawing in.
They are. 7:30, and it's 7:45 now, isn't it? And it's getting dark. Should we get straight on with the teams? I'm going to do my social media links. Fortunately, with you guys with me, I can afford the time to jump off for a couple of minutes and do what I need to do. No, I understand you've got the teams for this evening.
I have indeed. And
fire away,
for the
buddy.
first time for me this season, away we go. So the visitors line up as follows: in goal, Lund, then Aniembe, Berge, Zalatel, Sorensen, Bonde, Gröning, Lehmans, Zamburek, Grot, and Lundwijk. Grot, what a great name that is. Shades of Reginald Perrin there. One for the kids there, I think. Anyway, the home side, we, West Ham United, line up as follows. Areola, Supal, Ogbonna, a welcome return for him. Johnson, Ashby, Coventry, Souček, Cornet, Bowen, Scamacca and Lanzini. And we've just a second kick off. I won't go through the subs because we've kicked off.
Yeah, you're going to be ahead of us, I think, known tonight. So just curtail any celebrations if you see a goal from West Ham, if you could, as much as possible, not just spoil it for the rest of us. But any surprises in that team for you, Nick? Of course, Bonner back in the side this evening.
The only surprise is that what's his name, Downs, isn't getting a run out.
Yeah,
I'm quite surprised as he's a like-for-like replacement for young Declan.
He
but
is
obviously,
on the bench, though, I would say.
Do what?
He is on the bench. I've just confirmed that.
He is on the bench.
Yeah.
He is. Yes, but he's likely to get splinters in the proverbial.
Yeah.
Yeah, bit of I agree with you, actually, Nick. I'm surprised not to see him start. I thought he would have been in there today. What have we got? Johnson and Ogbonna. No, centre half. What do you make of that?
Welcome return for Ogbonna. There's stories about Zuma's knee giving him jip. I don't know how accurate they are, but it is good to see Ogbonna back because that was a cruddy injury to get, and much needed because obviously we're desperately short in that department. Although Kara's come in, he's also on the bench, by the way. Kara, who's been given the number 24 shirt. Not much happening at the moment. Let's just say that we try and play a ball down the line, and Scamacca's got possession, but wasted a little bit. But Super will try and keep things running. So Kara on the bench. I mean, there were quite a few people thinking that he might get a start tonight, weren't there? But obviously, David Moyes has opted not to throw him into the lion's den, as it were, straight away. Yeah, I mean, it's his usual sort of ploy, isn't it? So I'm going to have to change the channel a second on here because something's gone a bit wrong with my telly. But yeah, it's David Moyes' usual thing. He likes to have players bedding in over a period. I mean, Scamacca, okay, he's only had a little bit of bedding time, but he has had 2 sub run-outs. So some first, but I think that the return to fitness of Ogbonna sort of took the pressure off any plans to put Kara in at the moment. So
okay. The visitors playing in their chain strip tonight of all white. We've just seen West Ham try and fit a through ball, but not coming to anything. Nick, you pleased to see Skamaka out there?
Hey, what?
I've got a
time check.
Yeah, I'm 3:11, 12, 13 at the moment.
I'm about 20 seconds behind you.
I'm about a minute behind you both because I'm on just gone past 2 minutes.
So I know how long to delay the celebration should any be required.
Well, should we do predictions, gents? Nick, what are you thinking tonight? West Ham.
I'm thinking it's going to be a nervy 1-0 or something similar.
Yeah.
I.e. a one goal win. Let's say 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. It's going to be one of those bottom clenchers where we're like.
You're not down with the predictions that we're going to give them a bit of a hammering this evening, then?
No, not really.
Okay.
But I'm trying to do the old reverse psychology because so far I've got everything wrong this season, blatantly, big time. So.
What did you go for Man City?
I thought we might have actually snuck to something as it was first game of the season.
Right.
But obviously after 5 minutes, I realised that was just brutally misplaced.
Yeah, it was a bit, wasn't it? It was
the first proper attack of the game. The visitors forced a corner on their right-hand side, but it came to nothing. It was just played far too deep and went out for a goal kick. So we've had most of the possession. It's been a bit of a rarity in the first 4 minutes or so. But there's some nice,
this season, I think you could say.
Yeah, tidy passing down the right-hand side and to force the corner, but not much to worry about there.
Prediction known. What are you going for tonight?
I say. I think we'll score 3. It's a question of whether it's 0 or 1. Let's be patient. I'll go 3-1.
See, we could still score. We could score 3, but one of them could be an own goal, which means my prediction by 1 goal win could be correct, and so could yours.
Oh.
Indeed. No, we've got an moment.
I think a flag may have gone up there. It ought to have done, I think. But a bit of a scramble. Ball came in from our left-hand side. Bowen got on it. Fish hit the shot. Skamaka got on it. Edged it towards goal. It came to Bowen, who hit shot cross, which hit the far post, but Bowen was offside as Skamaka paid it through. But either Bowen or Skamaka could have scored there with a bit more composure.
Yes.
I'm still waiting for this chance to come, so I'll let you know my thoughts when it happens. But in terms of prediction, I'm kind of with Nick on this one. I really don't think we're going to give them a hammering. For me, this has got Kidderminster Part 2 written all over it. But I think we'll win. But I think we're going to edge it. I think it will be a kind of 1-0 or a 2-1. I'm sort of with Nick on that one. I think we're going to concede because that's what we do. But I reckon we should have enough in the tank to.
I had a little caveat though, that if we score early, then there is the potential that we're going to absolutely stuff them.
Okay.
But it's the scoring early, which I don't think we're going to do.
Right.
I don't know. I could be. Basically, what I'm saying is I haven't got a clue.
How early is early, by the way? As we've just had a second chance there.
Well, what are we on? 7 minutes? So, another 3 or 4 minutes is classed as early, isn't it?
Well, we've had a shot from the right-hand side there from Bowen, who tried to curl it into the far post. A yard or 2 wide, maybe, Bowen getting down that sort of right channel with the ball over the top, like we saw him do a lot more last season, which he's not really been on the ball for it this season. So that was a typical move involving Bowen.
I've got to inform you, chaps, that we've got to be very careful with our pronunciation tonight of the opposition. because we've been informed by one of our regulars, Ludex Gloves, who sounds like he comes from a different part of the world. He says the opposition is pronounced
Viborg.
Yes, Vibor or Vibore, Vibor.
Viborg is in a bit like the
Vibor.
mince.
Yeah,
Instead of it being Trebor.
Oh, okay. I was thinking beef mince. I'm thinking, what's he talking about? Beef? Oh, of course, you're talking about minty mince.
You know, mince. Oh, I made that a mint, not cow.
This is all going a bit four candles. Good chance. Yeah, I'm just seeing the Bowen chance where he's cut down the right. He's trying to lift it over the keeper. Not far away. Decent effort.
I'm kind of wishing we got the Pharaoh team because I can pronounce B36.
Yes, exactly.
It does look like he has sprinkles on his head.
Who does?
Cornet.
Or is that Cornet? Well, we're going for Cornet, are we, Nick? All right, I'm
For the purposes of the joke, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. It all makes sense now. Yeah, I'm reading and listening to you at the same time and not really concentrating on what you're saying. But yeah, of course. Now you have my complete 100% attention. I get what you're saying. Yeah, very good, very good.
A well-oiled presentation team, mate. All on the same wavelength.
What are we thinking about Cornet? No, I mean, yes. No, Cornet. Good signing for you.
Yeah, he impressed me last year at Burnley, and they never recovered from. I mean, they had a good start of the season, but I think he got an injury which kept him out for quite a while, and Burnley never quite recovered from that.
Yeah.
By the time he came in, it was an uphill battle for them. So, but I like the look of him early on last season, and so yeah, a good signing.
Yeah, agree. And Nick, you a fan? Looking forward to watching him this season?
If we play like we did the last two games, no.
Right. To be fair, he only played about 5 minutes of those games.
No, I don't mean him in general. It just was painful. Oh, I've just shut the bloody football off. I pressed the wrong button on my computer, right? And I've now just got Virgin Media Go Guider.
Amateur stuff. I mean, how long have we been doing this? You know, terrible. Cornet,
I think he'll be all right. He's one of those nice, versatile players who's not magnificent, not rubbish, and he does a job. And that's a compliment. That's not putting him down. That is actually.
No, I completely agree. I'm really looking forward to watching him this year. I'm with Noam. I thought he was really, really good to watch at Burnley. I mean, let's be honest, anyone who can score 9 goals in a team that gets relegated has got to have a bit about them, haven't they? Right. So
yeah, sure. I can't stop yawning tonight.
Yeah, I wondered if we was boring you a bit there, mate. You're kind of hiding behind Noam's shoulder now.
It's been a busy old day, and it's the sort of time where I just veg out on the site normally and can't be bothered to moderate. And then I pretend I'm not on, and I just WhatsApp you lot and say this bloke's being a pain in the arse. Can someone moderate?
Yeah, usually referring to one of us. But no, you've had a busy day. Then have you tonight? You've been at it.
I've been out all day taking photos of people.
Oh yes, you have indeed. Yeah. How did it go? Was it? Did everything go to plan? A good session?
It was good. Yes, everything went well. I've even packed up the photos already and sent them off to the client, who is over the moon, who's very happy. So
awesome. Well, tell everyone who's not aware of what you do, what you have been doing today, because people will be thinking of all sorts after you've just given that explanation of your.
Oh well, yeah, I've kind of fallen into being a bit of a part-time photographer type person. Stuff. So yeah, I do something I love, and I'm now getting paid for it.
Can't be bad at all.
Cool. And photographing, like today, and not particularly unattractive young female. So it does also have its benefits.
Well, and where have you been? Where did you go?
Relatively locally to the Isle of Grain, to the beach, and I've managed to make somewhere in the Thames estuary look like it's on the Mediterranean.
Right.
Badly.
Well,
it was good.
Sounds like a feat. So no, it's good. No doubt you and I guess you've been on your feet all day, so it's probably good to sit down and just to have a rest. Where are we? Because my stream's just packed up. I mean, I'm just having to reload it. What's the score?
I'm the only one watching the game anyway, aren't I? So,
you are.
We're just a few seconds shy of 13 minutes into the game. Not much happening. I would just if we can talk about the football, if I'm allowed to mention the football, just briefly, just to say, looking at the defensive lineup, that we've got Soufal playing on the left, as opposed to on the right. Which, to be honest, I've been very, very busy work-wise, trying to get a load of stuff done before I disappear. So I hadn't really sort of given any thought. So it just at the start there, it was a little bit of a. Yeah, he's in the wrong place. Watching it. So we've got that, it's been a bit cagey last couple of minutes, and both sides having little spells possession without really sort of looking threatening in any way. But
well, we should.
Nothing happening really.
Okay, we should point out for those who are unaware that Viborg are missing quite a few players tonight. Now, earlier in the week, this rather bizarre story came out that two of their players were unable to obtain visas to get into the country. Their left winger and their striker, Alassane Yatta and Ibrahim Saeed, two African players who weren't granted visas to come in. They weren't entered in time, apparently. So they weren't permitted to join the travelling party, which is a bit of a strange one. We've also got three players on the injury list. Now, one of them, Mikael Anderson, is a reserve goalkeeper, and he only played 11 games last year, so he won't be too much of a miss. But they're also missing Mariki Ndione, who is a Swedish under-18 international centre-forward who's scored already in the Conference League matches already this season, and Lamin Jawara, who is a new signing coming in from a Gambian side called Hawks Banjul FC, which is a great name. So they're missing a few players, so they're not at full strength themselves. But interestingly, their captain, for those of you that you would have seen this if you are a regular reader of KUMB, and keep an eye on the front page, because we did a story this afternoon how their skipper, a certain Jeppe Groning, said that he's quite confident his team can beat West Ham tonight. Said we take it as a huge experience, but we don't come here just as tourists. We'll give it a big shot. We're in a very good place right now to play a game like that. We believe that we have a realistic chance to beat them. Is there anything in that, Nick, or do you think that's just a bit of bravado on his part?
Supporting West Ham for as long as I have, I make him right. You know, well, this is, as you said, you know, it could well be a kid. I mean, it's right. They didn't beat us, but they nearly did. You know, and it's especially like tonight. I know they're not one-off games because they're two legs, but really it is a one-off game. So, you know, anything can happen. So, he's got a point, isn't he? We're not. It's not unheard of that we've not been dumped at Astrakuku.
Well, I mean, there's a litany. I mean, you go back over the years and go back to Farnborough and who was the side we played in '97 in the cup? No, remind me. Who we beat? Emily, wasn't it? Emily. I've answered my own question. Kidderminster, as Nick's just mentioned, you know, and then of course the Tranmeres and the Bradfords and all those horrendous Blackpool's games all over the years. Hereford,
Mansfield,
going back to the 70s. Mansfield. 68 was that Mansfield?
And the Bowie own goal. Is it Stockport?
Yeah.
Yes, when Brett Angel scored, wasn't it? It scored the first. Julian Dix scored, didn't they? Put us one up, and we ended up going down to. So it certainly wouldn't be a surprise if West Ham fell down here. But I suppose the point is, if we do have a bad game, it's a two-legged affair, so we've got the opportunity to you know, repair any damage that does. I mean, we're being a bit negative. Let's be honest. It's a game we should win, but it's not. But the point I'm making here is, of course, is that it's not the be-all and the end-all. If we do fail to win tonight, we've got another chance in a week's time.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. I still think we're going to win. I mean, how are we supposed to take Viborg?
Viborg
did have a nice long spell of possession a few minutes ago.
I think.
Viborg. Did have a nice long spell of possession a couple of minutes ago, but didn't really do much with it. And it's now come back to us, and we're looking a little bit more sort of threatening on this. It is noticeable as Soufal, whenever he gets the ball out there, he cuts onto his right to try and deliver any crosses in.
Yeah.
Which obviously delays things a little bit, and they've won back possession. I think partly because Soufal had to delay the cross to get it on a foot that he could cross with, which bless him, that would annoy the hell out of my old man. When professional footballers should be able to kick equally well with both legs.
Indeed. You know what we should do? We should say hello to all our listeners and watchers who are joining us. We haven't done that yet. My apologies, everyone who's joining us on the live stream. To Craven, to Dan, Das Nutnock, Tony Mitchell, Steve Palmer, Elaine, Nelson, Craven, Andy Welsh, Darren Free, Polaroid, Luke, Hobo, Metal in Both Legs, Sean West, Dan B, and everyone else who's joining us on stream. Thank you for joining us tonight. Much appreciated. Good to see you. Good to be back with you for another season. I know a few of you have put your predictions on the live chat already. Steve going for a 2-1 win to West Ham, which kind of echoes what we sort of think here. But let us know. Still early days. Still only 18 minutes gone. Let us know what you think the score is going to be. And if you've got any comments or questions for us as the team, stick them on there, and we'll do our very, very best to answer them. Back to the game anyway. Nick, just over 18 minutes gone. Not any real, really obvious chances yet so far for West Ham.
Well, no, I don't think there has been because Noam hasn't said as we've been chatting anything and everything but football as usual. And I've not really been watching because the conversation is actually more entertaining at the moment than this.
Well, it's first time for everything, I suppose. So we'll take it.
It's not that bad.
Have Nick and I missed anything that we should be pointing out?
No, the one real chance in the game so far was the one that first Bowen, then Skamaka missed, and then Bowen found himself offside, having another miss from that. That's really the only proper chance of the game so far. It's both sides having looked. Oh, that looked a bit late. Oh, well, it looked like a bit of a foul on Coventry, and shot from Grot, I think it was, and I think so again, Coventry got caught in possession.
Is there really a player on the pitch called Grot?
yeah.
That's going to be Chalks' favourite player, isn't it?
Well, quite, yeah. Yes, there is. He came. Did he not play over here? I've got a feeling he played in the UK for a bit at some point. Could be wrong on that, but
what's his midfield partner called? OnlyFans.
OnlyFans Christian Anderson, I suppose that'd be, wouldn't it? Craven, Martin Connolly going for a 3-0 win for West Ham, or hoping for a 3-0 win. I think we're all with you on that, Mark. We'd dearly love to see West Ham come away from this one with the 3-goal advantage going into the second. But of course, no, we haven't scored yet this season. I mean, we're only halfway through the first half of this one. We're still waiting for our first legitimate goal. Of course, you and I were present at the City Ground on Sunday where we celebrated a West Ham goal that wasn't to be.
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit harsh. I've seen it a million times and all that. And sorry, just the ball's played in there towards Bowen, but it's too high for him. Yeah, I thought it was a bit hard. I thought the defender sort of blocked him off more than anything else. Yeah. And of course, Antonio didn't stop, just kept on running and put his hands out, admittedly. But all of that had little to do with the actual where the game was and the ball through at Benrahma. Might have been interesting had it gone further because looked a bit close on the offside for me, but having decided it was a foul, then it didn't get as far as looking at grid lines and things like that. So.
Yeah.
We ain't got VAR in this, have we? Because they ain't got it in their game.
No VAR.
UEFA have said no VAR. I think it's until the final of this competition. Although they've said they might have it if they want to in other games. So it's like make it up as we go along with UEFA. Just a word, just a word on that visa problem they had. I mean,
yes,
the issue was obviously 2 non-EU players, and who would require visas. So I'll cut off here because Cornet's gone down the left and he's got the beating of his fullback and beaten him twice. Now gets the cross. And Skamaka gets his first for the club.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Excellent work. Excellent work from Cornet down the left. Basically, I think the fullback's still looking for him. He turned him inside out, got across, and what was nice to see was that when that ball came across, he looked at Skamaka, he thought, that's going in. You know, there was no, I hope we get on the end of this.
Size of him compared to Lanzini, it's actually quite sweet.
What time have we got on the goal? No, what do you make it?
23 minutes. Looking back, so it's 23.
Yeah, I reckon 24th minute. To be fair,
yeah.
24th minute. So there, let's get it right.
Spoiler, says Steve Palmer. Steve, you must be as behind as I am. I think I'm just about to see the goal now. The ball's played out onto the left-hand side. And my stream's decided to pack up. Can you believe it? Oh, no, you swine. We're just about to score a goal. And it's... Hang on, I might be... All right, okay. No, it's gone. I've got it back and it's all gone. I don't know. I can't see it. Anyway, was it a good goal, fellas?
It was well worked. It was a lovely ball in from the ice cream man, and Skamaka, he just rose up and nodded it in. 1-0. Text stuff.
My stream has gone completely up the wall. I've lost everything now. So it's not finding it at all. I think whoever's providing my stream has discovered that something naughty's going on and they've pulled the plug. So I'll take your word for it, gentlemen. Anyway, it's West Ham United 1, Viborg 0.
Actually, it's not. They just scored and it was Grot. It came in the box.
Grot in the box.
Yeah.
I think we'll leave that one there. Right, I'm over to you two anyway, chaps, because hang on, are we back? Have we got a stream? I don't know. Anyway, West Ham are winning 1-0. Gianluca Scamacca has his first goal in claret and blue. It's 1-0 on my stream, and then I've missed the goal completely. So I'm hopefully I'll get to see it at half time. But Cornet with his first assist, Nick. Correct?
Yeah. See, nice. That's the thing. It was negative. Me giving a little negative vibe type things, and he heard. And he's like, that DL bloke on KUMB, he ain't going to say that. I'm gonna set up Skamaka, and that's what he did. So he knows, mate. He knows. Stuart Pearce was telling him in the stands.
Steve, that's exactly what I've just done. I have just turned it off and on again, and unfortunately, it's working. I didn't use the old wipe trick on this occasion. I can confirm. It's probably just as well considering we're broadcasting live. But we have a stream anyway. That's the main thing. So Skamaka off the mark. West Ham off the mark. Good time to score, Noam. Midpoint for the first half before the fans start getting a little bit restless and puts the pressure on our opponents now.
Yeah, and basically since the goal, it's all been sort of played in their half. I think the goal actually highlighted. Really, I mean, they started off fairly well, and we're working hard. But the goal kind of showed the gap between the clubs, really, because the fullback, I mean, Cornet turned him inside out, but he really didn't get close enough. And then when Skamaka, there were defenders around him, but nobody really made it difficult for him, and in a way that you probably expect from a slightly better team. So, and it was also a good time to score just after we commented that we hadn't scored all season. So,
that's
awesome timing.
Yeah, I was just going to say about this visa thing, which these two guys not being EU and all that, and actually one or two people, as is everybody decided to blame Brexit, but they would have needed those visas wherever we were in Europe, one way or another. But I can't help feeling that, I mean, part of the problem was that the time between the draw and the match basically didn't give enough time for these visas to be processed. Now, I can't help feeling that. Yeah, I can't help feeling that UEFA's got a problem with this, because that draw took so bloody long. You know, it started off. People were growing beards on screen. It was taking so long to get through that draw. Yeah, it was. We'll get these.
Well, you're suggesting that had they applied for the visa at the start of the draw, they would have got them.
Yeah.
I mean, the point is that draw. I think the draw was on the 1st of August, wasn't it? So they only had just over 2 weeks. But I mean, I think from what they were saying that on the Viborg site is that they waited until they'd finished the last tie against B36 before applying. And you'd think, you know, in that situation, chances are they're favourites to win it. They really should have applied, shouldn't they, when they got the draw to play West Ham? But I mean, of course, it was Viborg who blamed Brexit. I mean, I should say that because someone mentioned this on our Facebook channel earlier that, you know, this is just an agenda to blame Brexit. It wasn't an agenda to blame Brexit. This was Viborg. We were just posting what Viborg actually said. That was their excuse. They were blaming Brexit. It wasn't anyone on KUMB. But a very strange one. And I think you're right. It's a very unusual one. No, you were just giving a reaction to something that happened on the pitch there.
We just had a chance there, and Skamaka basically worked his way in from the left-hand side, cut in. Hit a shot too hard for stung the goalkeeper's hands. It came out the corner, who couldn't quite get anything on it, but corner was offside as Skamaka's shot, so it wouldn't have counted if he put away the rebound anyway. We're just having what appears to be I'm not sure it's an organised drinks break. There is a Viborg player down at the moment. So I'm just trying to see which player it is as my computer decides to play silly beggars. But yeah, it wasn't looking very happy. The Viborg player, who was the number 24, the defender, Aniembe. Sorry, as my Alexa thing, which I call computer.
I wondered who that was.
Exit.
Where that was coming from. We seem to have lost a member of our team as well. Look, he's left the nameplate up there, but he's disappeared.
He's looking well.
I can still hear you.
You're still there, are you? Oh, okay.
I am. I just went and got a drink.
There he is.
I went and got a drink.
Jesus.
Right,
let's move you back into the middle. There you go.
Brilliant.
A couple of things I wanted to raise, gentlemen. I quite like this. Craven Moorhead said Skamakaveni scoring the first goal.
Oh, very good. Yeah,
like that. Skamakaveni. Awesome. And also, who was it? Andy Welsh, a few minutes ago mentioned, said, does anyone think Oggy has lost weight? He looks slimmer in the face to me. It's an opportunity, Andy, for us to take a look now they're having the drinks break. But you guys notice anything?
Turn your screen round to landscape and not portrait, and you'll see his full size.
Corner to West Ham, by the way. I think that's our first. I don't recall there being one so far. Basically put a defender under pressure halfway up the pitch and rushed him into a back pass, which the keeper had no chance of keeping in play. Good 10 yards wide of the goal. So corner on West Ham's right, which Bowen is sorting out to take. Usual jostling for position in the box. And over we go. Keeper punches not very convincingly, but it's scrambled away and hooked long. And it's back on the halfway line with Ashby. 50.
One thing we ain't touched on is the attendance. It's a bit poor, isn't it? It's on the empty side.
I don't know about it being poor. I mean, it's difficult to tell. I can never judge. I mean, the place is usually full, so I'm not very good at judging how many people are in there. But if it's 30,000. You're kind of used to it being 60. If we got 30,000 for a game like this at the bowling, you wouldn't be saying it were poor, would you?
Well, no, but we ain't at the bowling though, is it? It's like saying it beyond the proverbial testicles.
Yeah, but all things are relative. I think 30,000 for this game. I mean, I couldn't get there because basically out of work until about 10 minutes before
No,
I came.
but I would have. Do you know what? I would have actually gone tonight if there weren't a train strike.
Yeah, I'd have been there post train strike. Yeah.
I'm not moaning about.
Yeah,
it's not a complaint. I'm not popping night. I couldn't be bothered to turn up. It's our lovely unions that have basically caused this, because I know quite a few that wanted to go but haven't because they can't get home.
Yeah. I could have just about got there. There are apparently trains from Chislehurst where I live, but the last one was something like about 4:30 going up.
Yeah.
And coming back, and the last one was about 5 o'clock. And as I say, that today being my last day before disappearing from work. You can imagine what it's like, all the stuff that one needed to get shot off. So I think
30,000 apparently, chaps. 30,000. Craven Moorhead says are in the stadium, which I think I agree. I think that's a really good crowd in the circumstances.
Yeah.
A lot of people that have made the journey, and you're both right. I mean, it's the problem is when you're in a stadium this size, it's gonna show. But I think that's a really good turnout for a tie that is only. Let's not forget, this is only a playoff tie. It's not even a group stage yet. And I think the 30,000 is a good number.
Substitution of the day, Annie Embe, who was down, it looked like something muscular, probably a groin strain. He went back on, and I mean, it didn't look good. I think we had the drinks break on the strength of him getting treatment there. So, he went back on for a minute or so, but clearly wasn't at the races there, and basically it's just called it a day. So the replacement is a chap called Gay, spelled G-A-A-E-I. So Gay. Wow. That's the name of the guy.
That's too many vowels. That's too many vowels in it. 5-letter word.
Such a,
Should we do some match stats quickly? Groot. Is it Groot or Groot? Grot?
Right. No, he's staying Grot. I don't care.
He's just going to be Grot for the night. Yeah. Match stats: West Ham 47% possession, Viborg 53. West Ham 2 shots, 2 on target. Viborg 1 shot, not on target. 1 corner each. West Ham commit 2 fouls to Viborg's 1. Very quiet, actually. Very even stats. But it's been that sort of game, is it? West Ham, fortunately, Nick, have taken their chance so far, whereas Viborg have not really threatened us, have they, at this point?
No, not really. No, I did see actually, because I've got the YouTube channel up, and obviously it's a few seconds behind. That's a big old bottle you've got there. Is it? Are you just like necking a bottle of red or something?
Well, this.
It looks huge.
It's strawberry and lime cider, and I never drink. I don't really drink, but there's absolutely, we've got no soft drink in the fridge. We've got no water because the supermarket shelves up here out in the sticks have been empty for the last 3 or 4 days. So I'm forced, should I say, to drink alcohol.
I don't really drink, says the man that got bollocksed in Frankfurt.
Well, that was your fault.
Well, all I can say is I can make a few phone calls, and we'll try and get a benefit gig for you.
Thank you. If
tragically,
you do,
this man is forced to drink alcohol.
What we're going to do? We're going to have a telly advert campaign for £3 a month. You can feed people in Lincolnshire.
For £3 a month, you can feed this poor moderator.
That's what I don't understand, right? Is how come in all these foreign countries you can, if you donate £3 a month, it supplies water to a family for a couple of months, and yet I'll pay Southern Water 30 odd quid a month. How does that work?
You should be around here. We've got so many burst water mains around here.
Still?
Yeah, I mean, there's one at the top of the hill there, which the hole is filled up into water, and people are taking photographs of them sort of sitting in there in swimming togs and sort of, welcome to the Chislehurst Lido,
No, because when I was on the buses around here, we was always on blooming diversion because of burst water mains.
It's the work. I've never known an area like it for burst water mains. As you can tell, not much happening with the game, by the way. It's
one on Bromley Road always used to burst down along Bromley Common. When that went, it was chaos.
Well, now Areola called into action for once, a through ball but Areola was quick off his line and came and gathered it at the edge of the box. So I think that's what the movie people refer to as mild peril. when you try
well, about time they gave us something to worry about. I suppose it's been even though we've not really had too much possession, it seems to have been a bit one-sided. But where are we? Oh, David O, thanks, Dave. David O'Rourke says, "Hi, all, loving the new format, lads. The wonders of modern technology." Yeah, all of us on the same screen in a row. It's great, isn't it? Interesting.
Areola's been called again. This sort of long through ball thing. They nearly got away with there. Areola had to come a little bit further there and head it out. It's right on the very edge of the box. So that's twice we've been looking a little square there.
Yeah.
What
do we, guys? Can we just have a quick time check, because I've had to chop and change this stream so often. I don't know how far behind I am now. I'm on 37:30 ish.
Yeah, 34.
I'm on. I don't know. I can't see the clock. I can now. I'm on 38 and 20 seconds.
All right. So, all right, we're within a minute or so. That's not so bad. But anyway, it's currently West Ham United 1, Viborg of Denmark 0 in this Conference League playoff tie. The only goal of the game so far coming from Gianluca Scamacca Veni, as he's been christened by Craven Moorhead. Scamacca Veni scoring in the 24th minute, converting a cornet, a Maxwell cornet cross. As I see Alphonse Areola come out and make a rather unorthodox clearance with his head, which is probably the one Noam was referring to about 15 minutes. Well, yeah, it's going all right so far. Anyway, chaps, any concerns, Nick? Anyone you know? Well, actually, let's talk about the new boys. Connor Coventry, Harrison Ashby. Got to really prove themselves a bit tonight. How do you think they're faring out there?
I don't know. They've got to watch it to work that out.
They're playing good, solid, sensible games. You know, nobody. We've got Ashby on the ball now, and he's just playing it very sensibly. You know, he's laying it off. He's playing the simple ball, and quite rightly so. Coventry's just sort of sitting in there, right in the middle there, and again, not sort of catching the eye as much, but he's just doing the simple thing, and he's doing it well, which is really just what you want. Now, Cornet's now has been called offside. A nice ball down the line, but I thought Cornet had gone a little bit too soon, and I was correct. So, the two youngsters, they're not looking out of place. We're not being threatened an awful lot, has to be said. But they're doing a job,
which is good stuff. Good stuff. Andy Welsh says that there's such a huge amount of topless blokes in the Viborg end. Is it too sunny, that end? This is their ultras. They're called the Shamrock something or other. I was just looking for the name, but I can't find it. Obviously something to do with the green, but yes, another one of these ultras band of supporters that Europe seems to have plenty of. Something that hasn't really, or the UK fans haven't really cottoned onto. Apart from your friends at Palace, don't they have an ultras section who sing lively ditties?
It's like everything with Palace. They just sort of see something on the telly and try and copy it. It's like, it's a bit risible, aren't they? You get the impression they haven't got a clue what the score is after the game, because they've got their little set list they've got to go through. Oh, did we win?
It's a bit like me tonight, actually, thinking about it. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Anyway, I know we're
just had another shot, and just looking at it now. There was Lanzini sold Ashby down the river there, and Lundvik tried to curl one in. Areola made the dive, but it was always going a little bit wide. But I'll give the Shamrock Brigade, or whatever they're called, something to cheer about.
Yeah, they've been over here in numbers, of course. Today they were at Liverpool Street, I think, earlier on in the day, making
About
the most
700
of
of them, I think, is the official. That's what they said anyway on the box before we went live. Anyway,
but I know there's a train strike and they can't get back home.
Yeah, I've just seen that chance you're referring to now. It's actually not far wide, is it? It's a really strange angle to take the shot.
Was concerned enough, wasn't he? I think it was wide enough, but I think he wanted to make sure.
But better stuff from the visitors anyway. We haven't seen an awful lot from them so far. But so you said 700 away fans, did you know? 700?
That's what I said on the just before we went live. I turned on the box to and that's what I said before I could find the volume switch because Glenn Hoddle was there to turn it down. But
that's not bad. I mean, when you consider that their capacity of their home ground is just 10,000, that's not bad.
It's a fairly substantial percentage of their support, isn't it? I mean, and fair play to them.
Yeah, well, good luck to them. Hopefully they're having a good time and being looked after in London. We had a couple of wrong ones, didn't we, last year? Come over. I think Frankfurt were a bit naughty, misbehaved a little bit, but it's good to see some of the European clubs come over and enjoy their time over here anyway. But we must be rapidly approaching half time, Nicholas.
We are indeed. 43 minutes and 30 odd seconds, apparently.
Okay.
To the little clock in the corner.
All righty. Let's just keep an eye out and see how many minutes we're going to have added on. I'm presuming it won't be that much because we don't seem to have had an awful lot of stoppages, Noam, in the first half so far.
Just the one really for 1.5 for the lad who went off. Just interesting shot there, sat in front of David Moyes is Stuart Pearce. So clearly still it's clearly not persona non grata, shall we say, these days. Yeah. So they were concentrating on Moyes, who sat next to Kevin Nolan, and in front of them, having a swig of what I presume was water because he can afford water, unlike Lincolnshire. Was Mr. Pearce.
Hey, I'll have you know, we've got loads of water. It's just not the bottled stuff. We've got loads of water. The farmers are nicking it all though. But we've got no house pipe bans though. We can spray our plants with liberty. I'm just seeing Piercy.
We ain't got a ban here, quite surprisingly.
Have you not?
No, we're in this narrow little strip where we served by Southern Water and not South East Water. Ariola's just saved a shot right at him. So we're in this little narrow strip that's Southern Water and not South East.
Okay.
So you go on their website and it's got like, do you live in a hosepipe band? You put your postcode in and it tells you. And no, we ain't got hosepipe band.
I think Thames Water, where I am, starts next week, and they were sending. We all got letters saying, we all must do our bit, and thanks to Thames Water, I certainly did my bit about a week ago when I went 48 hours without using any water because they're lousy, bloody first water mains. So, I've done my bit. But as it was more than 48 hours, the thing is that we get an automatic 30 quid back. Now, I've got a water meter, which I get charged something like, works out about 12 quid a month, 11, 12 quid a month. And so it means that effectively in my next 3 months' waters are pretty much free or only going to cost a couple of quid. So
they can't be bad. Got to make the most of these things. 2 minutes added on, chaps. Just seen that.
Yeah, that'll be the injury to the defender, the number 24 there.
When I got clumped in the Neds.
Yeah, good shout.
Well,
good shout.
I think it's one of those things where I think if it had been a league game, it'd have gone straight off. But I think, playing a Premier League club and, a big stadium and all that, it was it probably ill-advisedly didn't want it to end like that. And unfortunately, he gave it another minute or so and it was clearly wasn't going to happen. So, my end, we got the half-time whistle. And 1-0 and fairly comfortable, I'd say.
And that's your summary of the first half. I mean, to be fair, there's not a lot more. Let's talk about the goal. No, as you say, 1-0 at half time. Let's do the stats very quick. Actually, before we come on to the goal, if I can find them. Not much different from what I said a few moments ago. Actually, West Ham 47% possession to Viborg's 53. 2 shots from West Ham, 2 on target, 3 shots from Viborg. Only 1 on target, 1 corner each, 2 fouls committed by West Ham, 1 by our visitors tonight. Just seeing Kevin Nolan, David Moyes deep in conversation. The goal. Jean-Luc Scamacca's first for the club. This is a combination we're hoping to see a lot more of, isn't it, in the coming season? Maxwell Cornet making his first start, also for the Hammers provider on this occasion.
Yeah, it was excellent work from Cornet. I mean, I did temper it a little bit with saying that I think it was where the quality of players, the difference there shone through a little bit. But having said that, Cornet's going to do that to better players than we got in front of us. He can only beat what we're playing, and but Cornet did sort of turn him inside out really, and they've come off for half time. I think the fullback's probably still out there looking for Cornet, but and it was a lovely cross, and the second it left Cornet's foot, you saw Scamacca there, and you knew that was going to go in. Again, tempered by the fact that they didn't exactly make it difficult for him. Nobody really challenged him, but it was going in as soon as it left Cornet's foot. You thought Scamacca's having that, and it was nice to have that confidence. As the ball came across, good goal. I'll see a little bit more of that, a little bit more from Cornet. A couple of times he's got the ball down there, and just needs to time his runs a little bit better. He's been caught offside a couple of times when there's been promising stuff played down that left. But yes, satisfactory so far, and no
complaints.
No complaints really. Yeah.
Okay, Nick. It's important for a striker to get off the mark early, isn't it? Especially when you're at a new club, at the start of a season, because obviously the longer it goes on, a dry spell or without scoring, the pressure increases. So I think it's a really good move by David Moyes to play him tonight, and it's given him the opportunity to score. But you guess, or you'd imagine he'd have the bit between his teeth in the second half, looking for more.
Yeah, let's hope so. He is a bit of a dreamboat, isn't he? He's I'd like to see him get a second, and then we'll pull him off. No, not like that. And we'll pull him off before he can get his hat trick. Although if we didn't pull him off, he might consider that he's scored again.
Well, Elsie's not here tonight, of course, but I'm sure he would be volunteering with that. Okay. Gentlemen,
we ought to get York's hammer on.
Why is that?
He has his thing for Scamacca.
Oh, of course he does, doesn't he? Yeah, he's a big fan of our new Italian stallion.
He does.
Yeah, maybe we'll get Yorks. If you're watching, let us know. We'll chuck you in if you can. Chuck you in on the street. Couple of comments I just wanted to bring up, gents, before we go on. Connor Green says, "Good evening, gents. Chelmsford Hammer 91 here. Good to see you, Connor. Hope you're well. Just in from a day at the beach, Southend. Unfortunately, what have I missed? Well, down at Southend, I'd say a good day out. To be honest, last time I went there, it was horrendous. But I hope you had a good day. Did you get yourself down the Kersal on the what's that place called? The adventure park there. What's it called?
Adventure Island, isn't it?
Adventure Island, isn't
it? Yeah, because it's always Peter Pan's playground.
Peter Pan's playground. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, the old go-karts. Yeah, we used to go down on a Saturday morning, and
but didn't they change the name of it when they found Chris?
Oh, it's Adventure Island now.
And Cliff Richard.
It'll always be Peter Pan's. 22nd of January 1972, we went down for a day out in Southend because Mum was just about to give birth to Jeff. It was cold, it was wet, and we went on everything we could find, and we were just about to go home, and I found a £10 note, which in 1972 was a significant amount of money. So we went round everything again, and by the time I got back, I had a little brother.
It was cold, it was wet, and we went on just about everything we could find, said no.
Yeah, it was about 3 things open. January 1972. We had a Wimpy though. Wimpy's still there.
It was last time I went there, which was it's a couple of years now since we're there. Chelmsford Hammer, let us know. Connor, is the Wimpy still there down by the Curzon? Yeah, it's always good to stop in there and have a bite to eat. Where are we?
We're here, but I'm going to pop off the stream just for a couple of minutes.
Okay, well I'll wait till you come back because I was going to pop off. You can tell there's a load of old chaps on the stream, can't you? Look, we all can't wait to get off at half time to wet the whistle.
I'm the only one who hasn't got to pop off the stream for a minute.
Yes, because you've got a commode. That's probably why you're probably sitting on something. It's got put under the table.
It's probably the use of the word stream continually that's doing it for you, isn't it?
Dave, York said Yorks is busy, I'd say, almost certainly. Connor Green, Connor says, the Adventure Island, the kids loved it and should sleep well tonight. Glad you had a good time down there, mate. Sounds good. Polaroid got his hands full, I heard. Steve Palmer says it's not, it was on fire. Connor comes back and says, I didn't see a Wimpy. Oh, maybe you didn't go down that far. It's the other end of Adventure Island, down by the Curzon on this. But no, Steve's saying don't think it reopened. So let us know if you. Well, maybe there must be someone from Southend here. Is Wimpy still there? Has it temporarily closed down? Let us know. We need to know these things. These are important things.
For a free burger, the number of times I mentioned it today. So
yeah. Talking about
they're good, aren't they?
We were talking about the 700 travelling fans a few minutes ago, weren't we? And Polaroids jumped on the stream to say that it said on BT that their plane was cancelled and they flew in via Malaga.
Yeah, that was something I did catch a bit of it. Yeah, they had to fly in. I mean, I sincerely hope that whoever cancelled their plane is stumping up the extra cash to get them over there. Yeah, it's So even fairer play to them. Still haven't heard back from East Midlands Railways, by the way, just in case anyone was interested about their debacle at the weekend.
Well, fill us in. For those who aren't aware what happened, let's have the story.
Well, I was on the 9 o'clock train up to Nottingham, and when you got there, it was made up of two 5-coach units, which you can't walk between one and the other. They're two separate units. And we were told that somebody had forgotten to book a train manager, or guard as we used to call them, for the rear unit. And that for that reason, the rear 5 coaches would be locked out of use. So you got 10 coaches worth of people crammed into 5 coaches. And I kind of knew roughly what I was doing and managed to get right up the front where I'd actually booked a seat. And because I saw what was coming, and so I managed to get on and got a seat. But it was one of those ones where there was absolutely no standing room even. And it then got delayed because the driver said it was unsafe to travel with so many people crammed in. And eventually a few people got off and decided to get the 10 o'clock. So then we got moving, and the guy driving the train said, the good news is that somebody's getting on Kettering, a train manager, so we can open up the rear bit. That turned out to be a load of baloney. And no air conditioning, and it was a bit warm on Sunday, and it was just horrendous. So the journey home, which I deliberately didn't get the first couple of trains back. I tend to sort of hang around a little while and go and get something to eat or something if I've been out all day. And the trains back were pretty awful. Because one of the trains had a fault on the way up, and that was really late, and that delayed everything behind it. But the really annoying thing about the East Midlands Railway thing was the fact that we weren't getting an awful lot of information. So when you look up on the National Rail website, they said, this train's been delayed due to overcrowding caused by a football match. Which
sounds
so it's
right.
like, hang on a second, it's my fault, is it then, for having booked in advance, wanted to travel, and not your fault for not having enough people to run the service properly. It was just so I have contacted East Midland Railways for their comments, and much as I did via Twitter and got absolutely no response, and still no response. I mean, at the very least, they owe me for the first class element of my ticket, because they declassified everything quite rightly. So I'd quite like all me 75 quid back, please. But
is that what it was? Was it 75 quid for the return journey? My goodness gracious!
Well, that was first class, and of course, as you're so fond of taking the mickey out of me for it, I do possess a senior citizens rail card these days. So, which I make.
Have I ever taken the mickey out of you for being of a certain age? I'm not sure I have I?
You were doing it earlier on. You say I've got to promote. I'm supposed to be the old one. Your memory's going, and that was only 3 seconds ago. But still, it was quite funny at the Eintracht game. The Eintracht game, I got stopped at North Greenwich because I met our good friend Ian Maltese Hammer.
Yes,
mate, if you're watching, hope you're well. Who's a terrific chap and a really good friend, who was there to witness the fact that I got stopped using my over 60s Oyster card at North Greenwich Station because the guy didn't actually believe that I was old enough to have one, and so that cheered me up no end anyway.
He probably says that to everyone, mate. I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, you'll never know, will you?
No, mate. It was madness. I mean, it was so hot, wasn't it, on Sunday as well, in that just to sort of compound everything. I mean, you'd have that terrible journey, and then it was, we were right in the glare of the sun, weren't we? You couldn't get out of it.
It came down second half, particularly. It got hotter and hotter, didn't it?
Goodness gracious, it was mental. It was so hot on Sunday. And then, of course, we lost, which just sort of made it just summed up the day, really. But no, not at all. But it's still, it was a good day out. Nice to see some people again. Steve, going back to what we were just saying about Southend, I asked if anyone from Southend could confirm the status of Wimpy. Steve Palmer actually says, I'm from Southend. So, Steve, you should know. Just say it here. I guess the nearest one's probably Benfleet now, because I think the Canvey one shut down as well. But the Benfleet one, which actually I used to live around the corner to, is the flagship nationwide Wimpy store, apparently. Not quite sure why they chose that part of the world, but apparently it was. But anyway, enough about fast food.
There's one in Eltham still.
Is there?
There's one just down the road from me in Stroud. They're on Just Eat and everything, but they don't.
Years ago, there were millions of them, but a lot of them became Burger Kings, didn't they? They sort of, and it's kind of like just a few sort of diehards left now, really.
You can't beat the Wimpy sauce, that orange sauce they do.
Yeah.
Burger sauce.
On the quarter pounder with cheese.
Well, here's a little interesting story about Wimpy's, right? In my little life, is that I actually proposed to Mrs. DL in the Wimpy at Lakeside.
Did you really?
I did.
Awesome. Where's the Wimpy in Lakeside, Nick? Whereabouts?
It was by Marks and Sparks. I don't know if it's still there. I mean, this is 13 years ago now.
Okay.
And it was with a Haribo ring.
Oh, right. Times were hard.
No, see, I wasn't stupid, right? Because I waited until she said yes, and then I went to one of the posh jewellers and went and bought her a proper one. So I wasn't going to waste my money in case she said no. So I done it with a Haribo one, and she started crying and said yes. And then I ran out. Said I was going to the toilet, then ran to the jewellers and bought her a real one.
Very wise. Very wise.
Please tell me that my beloved isn't watching this.
Anyway, going back to the Wimpy thing.
Down there, mate.
Yeah, well, I'm moving quickly on from that because I know you get a bit, you're not too happy, you're not too sure about talking about the wedding side of things. So moving to
I just seems to be a spate of being collared about it lately. I mean,
let's be honest. If you want to talk about it, it's about bloody time, isn't it?
And not only that, right? If you do get married, if you do not hire me as a photographer for your wedding, then we're going to fall out, Nomus.
Yep.
That's my out, isn't it? If I get married, I've got DL's got to be there if I get married.
Do you know what? Every wedding I've been to, nobody's got divorced yet. Apart from my own.
I actually did that job once, wedding photographer for two very good friends of mine, a pub I used to drink in.
Yeah.
And I mean, no, it wouldn't be quite so bad, but this was like pre-digital. And I was terrified. No, you've got a nice camera. I had a Minolta SLR at the time. And now you got a nice, we've seen your photographs. And I'm saying, no, this is so important. You want to get a professional. I even offered to help pay for a professional, and they wouldn't have it. As it happened, they came out really, really well. But, you know, it was about 11 o'clock at night before I had a drink because I was so scared of messing it all up. Oh, anyway, we're about to start again, and substitution for West Ham. Landini, who was fairly quiet, has been taken off. Now, whether or not that's an injury or just tactical, I don't know. We'll try and find out. But Fornals is on to replace.
Okay, good stuff.
Something that's actually really pressing that Ozza has mentioned on the match thread. He's asking, where are the Cole brothers tonight on the BT Sport coverage?
Are they not present? No, I've not been
They're
watching.
Not present. No.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe they're not being used. Who follows Carlton on social media, on Twitter? Anyone? Because I'm sure someone would have asked the question if so. But anyway. Anyway, we'll go before the game. I'm just thinking, Wimpy, Steve Palmer. There used to be 5 Wimpys in Southend back in the 70s and 80s, apparently. And Connor Green says the last Wimp, Connor, of course, who was speaking to earlier, last Wimpy I went to was the one on Roman Road about 17 years ago. So there you go.
But I still do the bender.
They do.
Last time I spoke about benders, I got told off, so I'm not getting involved in this conversation.
No, we'll leave that one there. I think
we're underway again, by the way. Viborg are actually on the attack, but it's blocked and we can take it away. And that was Soufal blocked the crossing. But so that's just the one change at half time for either side. Obviously, Viborg had that substitution in the first half when
Jennifer. Can you come here a second, please, for something to do with Eyes Up? I need to ask you a question. Come here.
Anyway, we're underway and we're back in possession. And
all right, come around this side, need a microphone.
So I'll just
you don't have to go on screen.
DL. You're not going to propose again, are you?
No, I'm not.
I'd say no this time.
Jen, where did I propose to you?
Where?
Yeah.
In a pub.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I didn't propose to you at Wimpy at Lakeside and then run and get the ring.
No, originally you proposed in the pub.
Oh, but I was drunk.
You were probably pissed, yes, you can't remember. And then and then at the Wimpy.
There we go. See, that's the one I remember.
A quarter pound of a cheese.
Yeah.
But if you ask me again now, I'd say no.
Yeah, so would I.
I've learned my lesson.
Well, I've been very happily divorced, so I think I've learnt mine.
See,
I can't even remember proposing in the pub. I only remember the Wimpy one when I was sober.
Because you used to be a pisser.
Romance is not dead. It's just lying in a corner, decomposing slowly.
Nick, but you glad you raised that one, mate, anyway.
I know, because I can't remember proposing in the bloody pub. I can barely remember my wedding. Steve Palmer was there, and I might have had one or two. He was one of my witnesses, actually. Steve Palmer.
Steve was. The Steve that's on the stream, not another.
No, Steve that's on the stream.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Steve that's on the stream. Yes, he was one of my witnesses.
Anyway, obviously, the sad demise of Wimpy as a major player in the burger market. I mean, there's not enough of them around for me. I can't find one close enough to go and propose in, so that's my excuse, Lou.
What's going on in the game? Noam, you're ahead of us. What are we missing here?
Soufal's just been tugged back and fouled, and it's been odd because there's been very few fouls in this game, and that one just seemed the guy was trying to get away from Soufal and then tugged him back and clipped him. So. But not much really happening in the game. having said that, old Skamaka's now trying to get involved, tries to do a little back heel to Cornet, but it's blocked, and Viborg can try and play it out from the back now.
In terms of substitutions, Nick, let me come to you on this one. Are you expecting to see many more? I mean, there was a lot of talk, wasn't there, about Kera potentially playing tonight and didn't start. Or Bonner given the opportunity to come back. Do you think he might come out for half hour a little bit later in the evening?
Yeah, I can't see why not. I mean, well, saying that, I can see why it wouldn't, unless if they've equalised and we're chasing a goal.
Yeah.
I think if we score again, then yeah, why not give them a run out? It's nice to get that first appearance out of the way and under your belt, so to speak. Yeah.
Yes, be good.
How many subs have we got in this competition anyway? Is it like a league where we can change after outfield players, or is it still only 4, 3,
I think
whatever?
It's 5. I'm not quite sure if they've still got if they're using the same window system. But it's a free kick to Viborg. Bonner's given away free kick. It just went straight through the back of Grot, and right free kick. Yeah, and perhaps a little bit lucky not to be booked, really, but it's not been that sort of game. But it wasn't a nice tackle. Ball's played in, but it's cleared out, and West Ham can try and break now. And Cornet's played Bowen in, who's now trying to go. He's just crowded out a little bit, but a little bit of a better touch on that, and he might have been away 1-on-1 with the keeper. But yeah. Yeah, as I say, not a nice tackle, not a good tackle from Bonner. Perhaps showing a little ring rustiness there. But referee doesn't seem particularly interested in handing cards around. I mean, that's probably the closest of any of the fouls that might have merited one. And he's obviously enjoying a quiet night, Mr. Bella.
Okay, good stuff. Still West Ham United 1, Viborg 0, 49-50 minutes gone here at the London Olympic Stadium. The only goal of the game so far coming in the 24th minute from Gianluca Scamacca, his first goal for the club, converting a really good cross from Maxwell Cornet. And
what gnome got materialising over his left shoulder?
It's my sofa.
No. Oh.
We're right, yeah. If I move, see the sofa briefly, while the background catches up.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a non-green screen thing that Zoom hasn't quite figured out how to deal with yet.
Now Fornals plays a nice ball down to Cornet, pulls the cross right back to the edge of the box, but nobody's really there. Harrison Ashby has picked up the ball on the right-hand side and has fired in a shot from good 30-odd yards, which the keeper's tipped over the bar. Taking one shot, yeah, let's say good 30 yards and a little bit more like 20. Good effort. Keeper tipped over, comfortably tipped over, I have to say, but it was a good effort. And nice to see the guy having the to do that. Do you want to stay with me for the corner?
Yeah, why not?
That was a fitting ball there by Cornet into the box, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, one on the end of it. Yeah. Everybody had gone in, hadn't they? Nobody had just hung that step back.
I think people are so used to it not clearing the first man that they don't bother.
Yeah. Anyway, corner comes in and it's just cleared away. That's going to go out probably for a throw, or is it? Can't quite see because they're substituting right down there. I can't see if it went out for a corner. Or I think it's going to be a corner. Substitute the cameraman blocking it. Yeah, it's a corner. Fornals is on that one. So little spate of attacking activity. And
that's a really good shot that from Ashby, by the way. I think it's going in, isn't it?
Yeah. Fornals just took a corner. Now we're talking about not clearing the first man. it was almost a shot in the near post. It was cleared at the near post and for another corner. And second corner from Fornals is just poor. First one, whether by accident or design, might have been going in, but second one was just poor, and it's back on a halfway line now. So, yeah, I don't recall Fornals being great at taking corners, but that seemed to bear out my memory. Johnson's not having a bad game in the centre of defence there. I mean, a couple of times, last 5-10 minutes, where the ball's been played up and he's just got a little foot in ahead of the attacker. Something that Ogbonna, Johnson seemed quite calm and just came around, so I put the foot in. Whereas Ogbonna a couple of minutes ago just went straight through the guy. Again, obviously, you've got to temper it with the level of opponent, but it'll do Johnson good, actually. He's been having a decent game and not the torrid time he's had of late.
He's actually done all right this season. I mean, bear in mind this is the third game in a row he's had to play there as a temporary centre half. He's not really put a foot wrong, has he, against Man City or Forest? I can't think of perhaps he got caught out a bit for their second goal against Man City, but I think the whole team did, to be fair. So not bad. Not bad.
Was it Zuma kicked the ball against the Forest player for the goal on Sunday?
I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure. Let us know if you're watching on the stream.
Yeah, I had in my head it was him, and if not, I do with disservice and apologise. But what fluky goal that was. Ford who knew absolutely nothing about it. It falls in the net before he realised he touched it.
Yeah. Oh, it was a strange one, wasn't it? It happened right in front of us, and unfortunately, Fabianski put all his weight on his left foot and just couldn't get back to it. But it was a bit unfortunate. Craven is asking about the any news on the left back after the deal for Emerson collapsed. Craven, I'm almost inclined to say go on the forum and ask EVH what's going on, because it seems he has a bit of a fast track on transfer news in the last few weeks. But I'm certainly not aware of any imminent deals happening. I've not been told of the club looking at anyone or close to signing anyone. I mean, obviously we're looking at several options, but in terms of being close to signing anyone, I'm certainly not aware of it. How much more wages does he want? I really don't know. I don't know the answers there. I know it was the figure made the club balk and basically put away from the deal, but I can't give you exact figures. But no, I would say keep an eye. I mean, we've actually got two very, very good people on the forum right now who are posting regularly on the transfer thread, who are in contact with agents, clearly in contact with agents. So if you really want to know what's going on, I'd say stick on there and see what's going on. And of course,
although Mr. Graham here, Mr. Up the Junction, did say go and ask East Village Hammer, he did mean that metaphorically, as of course it is a breach of the site terms and conditions to go probing in the know people. So shame on you, Junction.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Dyers. That is a very good observation and a reminder of the rules to which I should be fully aware, and I consider myself scolded as a result for not doing that.
Meanwhile,
there's a game, isn't there? Yes.
There's a football.
Suchek had a header saved. Soufal again manoeuvring it onto his right foot, put a cross in. Suchek got up, was first to the ball, but it was headed straight at the Lund in the Viborg goal. Fornals just went down heavily, having tried to win a header, won the header, but the defender sort of left a bit of himself in there, and Fornals played it heavily, but he's all right, up and running. And much territory for West Ham, but little in the way of threat. Whereas in the first half, Viborg were holding on to the ball quite well. I think that's gone a bit this half. They really are losing it sort of quite regularly now, which is good for us, of course. And so we'll keep playing on that.
Going back to the forum. So going back to the forum, we're on the forum. For those that don't know, we do have a thread called the Little Things That Make You Smile thread. And I have an entry for that. And that is, my dear wife has just passed me a choc ice out of a box that is supposedly plain choc ices. And I've opened it, and it's actually a Neapolitan one. So I've got a free Neapolitan choc ice instead of just a plain vanilla. And it's actually made my day, because I thought we'd run out of the Neapolitans. And I was
those long winter evenings must simply fly by in your house.
Well, I mean, of course, I'm sure that's something to do with our goal scorer tonight, the Neapolitan. I mean, that's quite fitting, isn't it? Really,
yeah. That's the ice cream cornet as well.
Yes, indeed. Gentlemen, I'm going to leave you to hold the fort for the next 120 seconds or so while I'll be back in just a tick.
That's the side.
What were those ice lollies shaped like a space rocket called?
Oh, 2-0. No, he didn't buy it. He never fell for it.
Stop it, Dyers. Stop it. I know your game.
Oh, no, yeah. Remember those ice lollies that had like 3 different flavors, and they were shaped like a space rocket. Oh, yeah. Somebody will be on the.
They were called rocket lollies.
It'll come me. I think something like Boost or something like that.
Oh, maybe.
Now, Viborg player just went down under minimal pressure, and referee wasn't buying any of it. So that's pleasing to see. But
the number 19. No.
What were the other ones that you used to have as a kid? Those horrible things. My mum loved those oyster things you used to get off the ice cream van.
Oh, they were nice. Where they rolled together at the bottom with a marshmallow.
Yeah, I can't stand marshmallow. Mum loves those.
Oh, they're yummy. Yeah. I've got some cones actually.
I'm lucky. In fact, I think it's been given as offside. Nice, yeah, it's offside. Nice work there between Cornet and Soufal. Cornet sort of just stood on the ball, and then, Soufal is offside. Played lovely through ball, but Soufal's just offside. The covering defender got across anyway and got a bit of a clatter for his trouble. But nice little move there, but sadly a bit of offside involved.
Has Soufal never scored for us, has he?
Don't recall him having done so, no.
He's the modern Thomas Repka.
Repka, even when it got to some sort of penalty shootout or something, he still couldn't score in one of those pre-season, whatever it was, cup games that we used to have. We got penalty shootout. Everyone was saying, he's gonna score. I think, as I recall, and somebody could probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he actually put his first effort away, and he got disallowed for encroachment or something, and then he missed the second one, or the keeper saved the first one and he had another go and still missed the second. But I'm sure he had 2 goes at it. So,
I did spot on the stream. It does look like Antonio and another Kera might be warming up down on the touchline there.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like down your way. It won't need too much warming. Still muggy.
It is. It's on the muggy side.
Yeah. But no. I suppose if I was married and had a lovely wife here, she could go and get me a chocolate, but I'm not, and she isn't. So.
Well, there's your reason.
I've got to marry Luke because I want a chocolate.
Yeah.
Cornet's getting on the ball quite a lot at the moment. Cornet.
Moving swiftly on.
Terry, you're all ganging up on me. She does watch this from time to time when I'm on, so anyway,
you have to be very careful
from it afterwards when I speak to her later on. But anyway, she's got to be nice to me. I'm doing all the driving tomorrow when we go on holiday. So,
nice.
Yeah.
I'll just do that anyway because it's safer.
Yeah. I was a little bit like when I was married, and I did all the cooking for one very good reason, and that was I intended to eat it.
Yes. So, well, when we're away, the missus says, "Do you want me to drive?" No. But you look tired and you don't, and you're not feeling very well. Yeah, I know. Sure you don't want me to drop? Yeah.
So,
I take it there's no more goals or any action going on.
Oh,
no,
the game one, is it?
done, I think it was Boosters, the ice lolly that shaped like a rocket and had 3 different flavours. And we also mentioned Oyster Delights they were called. In the meantime, we've just scored.
Oh, perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Yeah.
Amazing.
Bowen
I'll have
found
another
some
week.
place down the middle, hit low and half from 20 yards, 2-0.
Ah, that's handy. That's the goal that we really needed, isn't it? It was one. It was a nice advantage, but it gives you a bit of room and comfort to get a second goal. I'm obviously miles behind you, Noam, but decent goal. Good strike, well taken.
Yeah, Souček played not a great ball, but the midfield player just stuck the foot in and just diverted it into Bowen's path. Cut in, ball down on goal, left foot low, just inside the post. Yeah, good goal, good finish. The Danish number 5, I think, diverted it into his half. Will be a little bit furious with himself, but I think Danny's in for a good night, which when he gets home tonight.
Nick, this is of course also good news for Jarrod, because he's not really been on fire, has he, in the opening 2 games of the season? He's been distinctly quiet, so that'll give him a little bit of optimism for what lies ahead.
Well, I think it might be because his good lady was on holiday, wasn't she? So obviously, if we're taking the song literally, he's not on fire because he wasn't.
Loads of substitutions being made now. Morton was on for Lonrick, and Sondergaard is on for Lehmans for the visitors. And we've got loads lining up. I think Cornet's going off.
Okay.
And let's just see what's happening.
What a finish. That's a great finish, actually. But just going back to the goal itself, I've only just seen. Cuts inside, does really well, pulls the trigger, and that's beautifully placed right in the corner. I mean, to be fair,
Bonner's off, and there's so many being made at the same time. Ben Rama's on, Bonner's off, Ben Rama's on, Bowen's off. That'll be his last touch of the game then, effectively. Possibly
so is the German coming on? Is our new signing coming on? Does that mean?
Kara 24, isn't he? So yeah, he's coming on. Bowen looking a little bit unhappy at going off, but I think it's wise given that he just bumps off Ben Rama. Bowen looking a little bit less than gruntled there at the moment. But Skamakaveni, as we call him, is the other player to depart, with Antonio coming on. So Antonio has taken the captain's armband off of Bonner. I think the substitutions are fair enough. I mean, I think at 2-0 against this lot, I think the game is, what time we got? We got 23 minutes left. So always a bit worrying to say it's effectively won, but we're a long way to winning this actual leg anyway.
Yeah.
And so I think, it's good to give, particularly Kara, it's good to give him a run out. I'm with you on that.
Great opportunity for him to get a feel of the stadium and what West Ham are about for the next 25 minutes with no pressure at all, really. 2-0 up in the tie. Nick, are we at the point now really where if we get one more it's effectively over, or can we say that now really?
Yeah, get another one to be safe. We've got a couple
we're seeing a card here now. It wasn't Cornet coming off. It wasn't. I thought Cornet was going off. It looked like he was, but he was just congratulating someone else because he's just beaten a player and got to beat another one. He's just been unceremoniously rugby tackled down, and that's the first yellow card of the game. That will be.
Oh, blimey! Yeah, there was a bit. Rugby tackle is a pretty apt description on that one.
Sondergaard has been cautioned for that, and rightly so. I don't think that was always going to be a yellow.
Hang on a second, Mr. Leg.
What?
That's not a choc ice you're eating now.
No, I've eaten my choc ice. Got Cornetto now.
This is outrageous. This is outrageous. I demand of stewards. Two ice creams in one night.
Well, yeah.
Dyer's two ice creams leg.
Well,
An ice cream for every goal. Clearly,
it's because I was so busy today.
Well,
I didn't have lunch, and I didn't have much for tea.
It's 2-1, guys. Yeah, the Danes are going absolutely bonkers, as you can imagine. We got overloaded in the middle. Cross from the left. And having said the game, we think it's won. Well, one thing we didn't want to do, Moyes not looking over happy with this. Yeah, they had one over on their our right-hand side. Cross came over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Corner gets
game on.
Corner gets a shove in the back, but it's VAR might have had something to say about that, but we haven't got it. And it was number 17 came in from the back post. Good header. 2-1. So
as you say, yeah, game on indeed. West Ham cruising at 2-0. Looked like we were pretty much going to wrap it up tonight, but that changes everything. It's a decent cross coming in, and I'm kind of quite glad in a way, Nick, Aaron Cresswell's not playing tonight, because you can imagine you'd be getting pelters for that right now if he had been.
Why would he be getting pelters when it came down our right?
Well, it's come because the cross has been delivered to the left back's position.
Oh yes,
and,
yes.
Beaten at the far post. So
they could be argued that the right back should have been stopping the cross coming in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The scorer on 69
Who was that
minutes.
Sorry,
Bondi. Viborg now have a free kick out on the left. The corner left the foot in there, and we've got about 30 yards out, right out by the touchline, and just waiting to take. Everyone's lined up, and that's straight through to Areola. So no worries there. So I would say my 3-1's still on there.
Well, it's well. I think, gentlemen, we're all right. None of us were really predicting a whitewash here, and expecting West Ham to roam away with this. Those of us that have been watching this club for many, many years will know that rarely, if ever, happens. So, of course, it's still time. There's still 20 minutes for it to change. But, a little warning sign, perhaps there, Nick, really, for the Hammers. You know, maybe just took our foot off the gas a little bit there. But not the greatest start for our German centre-half, being on the pitch. What was it? 5 minutes. 5 minutes he was on for. And I think that was the first attack he'd defended. And Areola's picking the ball out of the back of the net. Obviously not Kera's fault, but unfortunate nonetheless.
Oh, bin him off, mate. No good. Send it back.
Get rid of him. It's the visitors got a little bit of pressure now for the first time in the game. Maybe it's a case of, well, we're just going to go for it now because we've got nothing left to lose, and it's certainly worked so far. But no clean sheet, no. That's 3 games in a row now and no clean sheet, despite spending all this money on a new defence.
Yeah, although a lot of it's not been on the pitch, an awful lot. But
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that we've made the changes, and the people scored pretty much straight away. So the players who come on haven't really had a chance to get into the game, really. So I mean, just throw a few passes together now, and but we've given it away again, and it's there's a little bit of a spring in the step of Viborg at the moment. You know, they were looking a bit leggy beforehand, and now it's sort of they've woken up a little bit.
Yeah, I guess they believe they can take something from this stuff. Of course, they went into the game, even though they're only 5th in the Danish league at the present time. They've had a couple of really good results lately. Beat last year's, I think they beat Copenhagen, didn't they? The reigning champions in their last outing or the game before. Had some really good results.
Just been flattened, body checked, and referees just won't play on. He sold the guy a dummy and went to go past him, and the guys blocked him off. But referee wasn't impressed by it. again, Viborg now sort of. That'll be a silly free kick. Sufal's just given a free kick out right out on the touchline and pulled the guy back. And Sufal saying, "Well, what about the foul on Ben Rama?" But did you see that then? And just slight shove in the back. A really silly foul to give away because the guy's going nowhere with it. Sufal's still not happy about it, but.
Meanwhile, gentlemen, in the stadium on the scoreboard, I'm not sure what this means, but the name of the opposition has been changed at some point in the second half from VYB to VIB. So I'm not quite sure if someone thought Viborg was spelt with Y in the first half and has just woken up to the fact that they've spelled it wrong or what. But anyway, a little musing and observation from inside the stadium as we await our next. Moment of interest in this what's turning into quite an enthralling tie, really, and one that's hanging in the balance.
To Viborg now, that free kick that Sufal gave away was played flat along the ground towards the edge of the box. I'm not sure who it was, but it was sliced away for a corner. So corner for inch swinger comes in, headed clear out towards the far touchline, and Viborg will try and get another cross in. It's partly blocked. Ariola comes along, punches away, and West Ham can now hopefully take it away. Cornet doesn't beat his man, and Viborg are coming back. A little bit of spell of sustained pressure. Oh, well, that's a hell of a shot. Great save from Ariola, and running the cosh a little bit here. Just look at it again. Square ball played across. Another square ball played across. One touch. The number 10, I'm telling you, the guy is, excuse me, not sure what his name was. 10. Yeah, Mortimer, the sub. Hell of a shot, and it was very well saved by Ariola. Corner comes to nothing now, and it's back with the Danish keeper. But we're not home and hosed yet. And having said it was a good time to bring on those players, we really didn't need to concede immediately afterwards. That's the thing. Sufal does a bit better there, just jockeys the player into giving away a throw in instead of lumping into him like he did beforehand. So hopefully he learned his lesson from that.
I've got a little stat for you, gentlemen. Jared Bowen has now done the conference double. Scoring in both the Conference Premier and the Europa Conference League. Not be too many players who have achieved that feat. One would imagine, but let's hope he can get. Well, he can't get another one tonight because he's not playing. Of course, he's off the pitch. But I'm just seeing that effort that Ariola's tipped over the bar, being about 3 miles behind the rest of you, and that's some save. It's a really good save, and
good shot.
Yes, we are. Nick, we're struggling a little bit at the moment. It was all going so well about 10 minutes ago.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm on for my 1-goal win prediction. So if it stays like this, for once, I would have got a prediction right this season.
Yeah,
so that's all right.
You did hedge it a bit, though, didn't you? You sort of had several goes at it.
No, I did say it'll be a 1-0, 2-1. It'll be a one-goal victory for us.
Oh, Ben Rama now gets to the byline. Pulls it again. Well, there goes your prediction, mate. Antonio puts us 3-1 up.
Yeah, you say that. You wait till they score again. I'm going to be rooting for them.
It's West Ham United 3, Viborg 1. Michael Antonio on the score sheet for the first time this season. Both of our strikers on the score sheet now. Noam, talk us through the goal.
Yeah, ball played out of Ben Rama. It's just having a look. Lovely ball actually played out. He's out on the wing and basically does the number 2. Number 2's probably thinking deja vu. Gets down to the goal line, pulls the cross back to Antonio, who's in the 6-yard box, and just a tap in really. But it's all about Ben Rama, that goal. Excellent work from him, and 3-1. So
He was absolutely fantastic, wasn't he, at the City Ground on Sunday? Had a
I think he had a very good game.
It's the best game I've seen him play in the West Ham shirt. I thought he was terrific. But
Certainly
Benny
for a
on
while,
form
yeah.
again tonight, Nick, and making a few of us have been critical of him over the last few months. Maybe think again.
He's playing for a
starts the
move.
season.
I was going to say, no, I did say he's playing for a move, but no, that's just a cynical old giddy me. No, I'll tell you, if he keeps up the performance he had against Forest, then yeah, good luck to him. And I will eat my words from what I've said to him about him in previous seasons.
Yeah.
But one swallow does not make a summer, or whatever the phrase is.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a good night, but it don't make a summer.
Yeah, he's been in absolutely tip-top form so far in the last couple of games. Really, I did see a report earlier. I'm not quite sure if it was a Standard or somewhere like that said that Moyes had suggested that he wants to keep Ben Rama now this season. So maybe that confidence booster has given him the impetus to push on a little bit. But whatever the reason, he certainly looked much better in the last two games. And knowing we have our 2-goal advantage restored, it's actually it was quite important, because I don't know if you guys noticed it, but whenever the cameras panned away to the crowd or had the away ending shot, they were really raucous in there following that goal, and you felt that they were probably making the most noise in the stadium, but perhaps not so much now.
Yeah, they're still giving it a go. I mean, obviously the goal's given them a little bit of a boost. I mean, if we'd gone 3-0 up, we'd be looking at what it looked like just before we went 2-0 up. Sort of team that were looking a bit leggy, a little bit tired, and sort of hanging on in there a bit. But that little bit of pressure. I mean, it's gone back to them on the halfway up line now, but they're enjoying a little spell of possession at the moment. Yeah, I mean, as I was saying, it was just their goal. I think, from our point of view, was any goal against us is bad timing. But the fact is, it really happened before any of those subs had a chance to bed in. And of course, now we've had a few minutes, as we saw there with Ben Rama. Nice ball play to him as well, and he's just got a grip of it and got hold of the ball. And people playing right back for Viborg tonight are going to have nightmares.
I did see, Nick, I did see it mentioned on Twitter a few months ago, and it actually makes quite a lot of sense. With Bonner going off the pitch, we haven't actually got an awful lot of height there at the centre half, where we'd usually be populated with big buggers like Dawson or Zuma or Bonner. We're now, we've got Johnson and Kehrer in there, who I think they're both only 6 foot. It's that's an area where we've been traditionally really strong, and just wondering perhaps if that had something to do with the goal. We'll come back to that in a second. Gnomes, give us an ooh.
Yeah, it's an ooh, because Ben Rama's got some good work going down the left. And Sufal puts the crossover, and it was Cornet actually tried a sort of an acrobatic scissors kick. Went hit the ground, saved by the keeper. We couldn't really do anything with the rebound, but we get to turn the screw a little bit now, and Ben Rama's looking particularly interested.
Okay, because Nick, just going back to that point I was making there about the shorter centre halves, maybe a problem at the moment.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Kehrer was left on the deck anyway, wasn't he? So he weren't going to do much. He needed to have got up off the floor pretty sharpish rather than stayed there. Not a dig at him. Maybe that's part of. I mean, he's new. Obviously, he is new. But then I was going to say the Premier League, but this ain't a Premier League game anyway, so I'm just going to shut up.
Downs is stripped and ready to come on. They just showed a picture of him, but ball's still in play. Cornels plays it out wide. Cornet can't quite bring it down to get the shot away, but good ball from Fornals, and good position there from Cornet. It just wouldn't come down quickly enough for him. We've won the ball back though, and some good passing going on here. Crosses over hip on the right hand side though, I think, from Ashby, but Ben Rama's causing them all sorts of trouble down this side.
Yeah,
little back heel. Sufal tries to get down the byline, but it's blocked off for a corner. So just to say, beginning put a finger on the put a foot down on the pedal a little bit. Are they making the sub yet, or are they going to wait?
Oh, that's handball.
Right, corner comes across. What now again? Is he trying to shoot from there? Because it's not even getting to the 6-yard box. It's gone out for another corner, but we need something better than that. So Downs is coming on. They still haven't put the numbers up to see who he's replacing. So yeah, that would be Coventry. Quite a game, but you know, quietly effective. And Downs is getting a run out, and good to see Coventry get some miles under his miles on the clock there. Generous applause. From the crowd.
What did you, Nick? What did you make of Coventry's performance tonight? Obviously, given an opportunity, he seems to be a long way away from the first team at the moment. But how did he do for you?
I think he's still a long way away from the first team. To be honest, he's been he's been all right. I don't want to come across a negative old git, but he's been anonymous. But I suppose from a defensive midfielder per se, that's what you want him to be, I guess. So I ain't going to judge him. I've been too busy faffing about talking about ice creams, marriage proposals, and other random musings. So, you know, I've not paid enough attention to the game. I'm not really going to have an opinion.
Okay.
I think it'd be harsh if you did.
We've just seen some good work from Kara, who'd gone up for the corner, which was taken short, and it ended up we'd lost the ball. And he's run back fully 40 yards to win it back and put us on the front foot again.
Oh, he ain't done his ankle, was he?
No, he's got back and he's all right. But it was a good, it chased back because there was a potential for a break there. And we've got possession again. The corner was a bit of a waste really, because Fornals, having decided that he wasn't capable of getting it actually into the box, took it short to Ben Rama, and Ben Rama then tried to sort of fashion a bit of space to try and put a cross in, and then lost it. And so it was a good run back there from Kara anyway. So we'll see it in a minute.
Okay. All right. Well, talking of having lost it, my stream's completely disappeared, so I'm at your mercy, gentlemen. So no, I don't think I will. Away goals, Craven. No away goals in the tournament this year again. They have been scrapped. And no, we had a conversation about this last year. Didn't we? You were in favour of that, if I recall.
Yeah, because it kind of it means that both legs of the game sort of stand on their own terms, if you like, and you've just got an aggregate score. The away goals rule sort of created a bit of artificiality to the second leg, depending on what the score of the first one was, obviously. But so 2 more subs for the Danes. Thorson on for Jensen and Berger, no relation to Wimpy, on for Zambarek. But yeah, it just makes the contest more genuine, I think. Going back donkey's years when I was a kid, there were games that were decided on a toss of a coin, which obviously away goals were better than that. But
that was the case in the World Cup, wasn't it, originally, back in the 50s and 60s?
Yeah, I think the 1968 European Championships, somebody went through either semi-final or the final on the toss of a coin. Or the drawing of lots, I think they say.
Madness.
See, no. If UEFA had been sort of thinking about it back then, they'd have had half an hour to decide what currency, the coin they were going to use, then picking the right denomination of it, and then each skipper would have to pick a ball which said heads or tails on to know which one he was going to get. And
yes. Yeah, it's a strange old system, though. I mean, imagine that. Imagine getting to the semi-final of a competition and being told that you're not going to get through on the toss of a coin. I mean, it'd be dreadful, wouldn't it? Awful.
Yeah. I'm just going to look up.
Anyway, how are we doing, Nick? With
Spain leaped to mind for that. But...
How are we doing with time? Does that mean I'm going to have to look at the screen with a game on again?
I've lost it. I've lost the stream.
88th minute.
2 minutes.
88th. The 89th.
West Ham leading 3 goals to 1. Just a quick recap for you, if you're just coming in or joining the stream. Gianluca Scamacca scoring his first West Ham goal after 24 minutes, converting a Maxwell Cornet cross. Bowen doubling West Ham's advantage on 64 minutes, and the visitors pulling one back 5 minutes later through Bonde, or Bond. A header at the far post. West Ham caught out, and West Ham restoring that 2-goal advantage in the 78th minute when Michail Antonio converted a low cross from Said Benrahma. Here we are in the 89th minute now, and West Ham 3. Would this be a decent lead to take to Denmark? No, would you be happy with that? Comfortable with a 2-goal advantage against this lot?
Yeah. Because I think this was their sort of. Their big chance really was to sort of really go for it, and paradoxically, and it's not usually the case, but it might have been better for them have the first leg been at home, because they could home sort of partisan small home crowd. I think that have been given more chance of getting a result, and I think they still think if they'd come over here they'd have got beaten. I think that I'm happy with 3-1.
And I guess the point, Nick, is when we go to Denmark next week, they're going to have to come at us, and that's going to suit West Ham, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. No, it's a professional job. I am, to be honest. I am a bit disappointed that we ain't got a clean sheet. But you can only beat what's put in front of you. It's not been a vintage West Ham performance. It's at times been extremely passive from what I've seen. Hence why we've been digressing. The amount if it's a riveting game, that's generally how I judge these things. If it's a riveting game, we don't talk about chalk ices and stuff, and we're focused on the football. But it's when it's one of those games where there's not a lot going. It's just got the vibe of a training game, you know what I mean? And we won 3-1, so we can't complain really.
Yeah. We're in the first.
I guess known that. Sorry, no, go on.
Carry on. By the way, sorry, just going to say. I can also tell you about the European Championship semi-final that was decided on a toss of the coin. As I rightly said, I thought USSR were involved, but we might as well watch the game out, and then I'll tell you about that after.
Okay. I was going to mention the other results in the Conference League, but we'll do that after as well, because there's no need to do it right now. I've only got a couple of minutes to go.
A minute and a half left of just forced the corner, a little shot from the edge of the box. Didn't have much power in it, and it just took a slight flick and bobbled away for a corner. So out swinging corner. It's a bit loose in the box there. It's been played out again. But Soufal will deal with that, and Soufal and Benrahma will hopefully get it clear as Kehrer a bit pinned in there, but Soufal eventually pays it long, but not to anyone in particular, and Viborg can come back on again. But that's been blocked away, and Ariel will just come and pick up the loose ball.
Any first impressions of Kehrer, what you've seen so far? Of course, he's only been on the pitch for about 25 minutes, but what do you make of him so far?
That run he did back when he'd gone up for a corner that never came across, that run back to win the ball back was impressive. Other than that, he just looks sort of fairly calm. Not an awful lot to do. Sterner tests will be coming, obviously.
Okay, Nick, out of the new players, we've seen 5 of the 6 new signings tonight. Flynn Downs has been on for a minute. Scamacca, Cornet, Kehrer, and who am I forgetting?
Downs.
Who's sort of impressed you most out of all those? Anyone in particular?
Cornet. Skamaka are a close second. He does. I don't know. Maybe just going to take time to get up to speed. I do have my reservations about him. You know, I can't put my finger on it, but he'll come good. He'll come good.
That's full time, by the way, Jeds.
Okay.
3-1.
I think he's our history of signing strikers and them basically not working out very well. So I'm kind of naturally sceptical now.
I think what we have seen from Skamaka already, Nick, is that he looks very, very strong in the air. I mean, obviously it's easy to say that after he scored, but he had that chance, didn't he, against Man City when he came on. All right, he was narrowly offside, but really got up well and a strong header, and looks like he's going to be a real asset. And you know, I guess we've always been under Moyes. We've always been very, very strong at set pieces, and you can't help but think that's only going to make us, you know, even more potent in the final third.
Yeah, I hope so. It is early days. It does take a while to win me over. You know, it's not me being deliberately obtuse or whatever, but I like to take my time. Basically, I always have done. You know, I'm not one that will go rushing on and judging a player after 1 or 2 games. You know, let him get settled, let him have a run in the side, and then I'm kind of sitting on the fence at the moment, getting splinters in my bumhole.
I mean, you're right though. It's early days. It's pretty, you know, pretty much too early to tell. But I suppose it's the first impressions are positive, aren't they? Anyway, let's just do a quick recap of what we've seen tonight. It has finished. West Ham United 3, Viborg 1 at the London Olympic Stadium. Goals coming from Skamaka in the first half, Bowen and Antonio in the second half, and Bonde scoring for the visitors in the second half, with West Ham leading 2-0. A few nervous moments, West Ham at 2-1, but that Antonio goal finally putting the Danish side to bed, giving West Ham a 2-goal advantage for when we go to Denmark 7 days from now. Match stats for you: possession equal split, 50% each, 50% West Ham, 50% Viborg. West Ham 8 shots, 7 of which were on target. That's pretty impressive on target rate, to be fair. Viborg 9 shots, actually having more shots than West Ham, only 4 of which are on target, but even that, nearly 50% is pretty good strike rate. 7 corners for West Ham, 4 for Viborg, and both sides committing 7 fouls. Yes, West Ham United 3, Viborg 1. Noam, your immediate post-match impressions of what you've seen tonight.
That went pretty much how I thought it would, to be honest. I didn't expect us to go and sort of slaughter them. I expect us to get a few goals. I thought they might come at us a little bit more and sort of go for it a little bit more earlier on. And it wasn't till they got the goal, which I think might have been disallowed with VAR. Because as the ball came across, not the goal scorer, but there was a player in front of him just shoved. I think it might have been Carey shoved off the ball, which allowed the ball to run past. So, but that goal sort of put the spring in the step that I think would have been lacking for most of the match, particularly second half. And so the game pretty much. I said 3-1 as well. So I'm in smug mode, obviously, for doing that. I think we'll win the second leg. It might be a bit closer, but we get an early goal. A little bit like Nick said. We get the early goal next week, then it'll be a lot more comfortable. So we might have to ride an early storm out, but. I think next week will be a little bit more like Nick was thinking this week would be. I think it might be the tighter 2-1, maybe. So,
in terms of how we approach next week, Nick, what sort of team are you putting out there? If you're David Moyes, are you putting out your best available 11 to start with, or are you putting in a lot of players that you consider to be reserves?
Put team out similar to tonight, really.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, depending on who we have come in, if we do get anyone coming before then, I'd be inclined to stick Kero in with Ogbonna rather than instead of build up Bonner's fitness. To be fair, I'd probably boot out Kufal so that we've got Johnson back at right back.
Okay.
Cresswell's back so he can go in his rightful place. I just want our defenders, playing in their right positions, and Kufal not playing at all because he's been absolutely bloody awful for the best part of 18 months now. Okay. And that to me, people are so transfixed and focused about how we need a new left back with this anti-Cresswell agenda, and it's not. I would say it's slowly going unnoticed, but our right hand side is a fullback is also a problem. He was brought in when we were just picking up after a relegation fight. He's okay, yeah, he was part of the top 6 team and the top 7 team, but he missed a good chunk of last season, didn't he? He's not for me. He shouldn't be able to start. We either need a new right back instead of Ben Johnson, which I don't think we should do. I love Ben Johnson. I've rated him since he made his debut. But Kufal, no, not for me. He's one of those players I think we've outgrown.
Interesting. Oh, well, of course, Kera, the new signing, can play it right back. He's played quite a fair chunk of his career there. So there is a viable alternative there if they do want to keep Johnson for left back. Of course, we may bring in another left back within the next week. Obviously, we're aware that. No, I've just got to point out. It looks like you've got your arm in Nick's face. There you go. We could bring one in the next week. We're certainly looking at fullback, so that much is quite clear. So who knows? We'll see anyway. Should we have a quick look at the forum and just see what people are saying? A couple of comments before we take a very quick look ahead to this weekend's fixture, because we're going to wrap it up fairly soon tonight. What have we got here? Ozza says it's good to get that put to bed. Well done, West Ham United. Talking about Soufal, Sticky says, I remember when Soufal arrived and someone on the KUMB forum predicted that he would turn into Sebastian Schemmel during his second season. I hate whoever that was. I guess he's implying that he feels he has. Schemmel, of course, notoriously was Hammer of the Year in his first season and fell to pieces the second year and was off the following year. Lovejoy says, it's nice to win. I can't lie, I was worried about Sunday anyway. Some of the stuff tonight makes me a tad more so. I can't see how we're going to get anything. SH says it's straightforward enough tonight. Still a little rusty, but we're getting there. Well played, Hammers. Spod says it was all right. It's only our third game of the season. Team still in a bit of a flux, but it feels like we did enough this evening. Floydie Hammer, much better performance than against Kidderminster. It's fair to say, I suppose. WCP adding, we needed goals. We got them from the right players. It's a step forward. Good win. And Spod also saying, talking about Connor Coventry, I'll come to you on this one, Nick, just after I've read this poster to get your view. We did mention him briefly in the game, but Spod says that for a lot of us, it was our first chance to see Coventry playing a competitive game against limited opposition. He looks a little bit cautious and a bit static. I'm not going to write him off on the basis of less than one game. Young players are often very risk averse when they start out, but we're all looking for signs that it's worth a place in the squad. On the evidence of tonight, the jury is out. You agree with Spod?
Again, I didn't see it. I didn't see enough of the game to pass judgment. That's the thing. I didn't see enough of him. So yeah, highly unprofessional of me that I'd be bugging on Sky, wouldn't I, on the Sky Sports on their Soccer Saturday, because I've not really been watching the game.
Well, Chris Kamara got away with it famously, didn't he? Once.
Well, yeah, he did. He did. So no, I can't.
Put that in the context. Whether you watched it or not, whatever you say is going to be infinitely more accurate and bearable than BT, who've got Glenn Hoddle on at the moment. So, don't feel bad about it.
Oh, well, yeah. I used to quite like Glenn Hoddle, though. He knew his stuff. And if he hadn't gone bonkers, he would have been probably one of the best England managers we've ever had.
Danny Baker came up with... He said, Glenn Hoddle's on. He said, you could take a shot every time he says something interesting or insightful. and still be able to drive home at the end of the evening with a clear conscience. So yeah.
No. Let me point that Connor Coventry question to you then. What did you make? Because out of the three of us, you're probably the one who saw most of the game.
Yeah, I was watching it a little bit more. I would say, as I said when he went off, didn't catch the eye too much, but he was quietly effective. You mentioned being risk averse. He was. He got the ball. He looked up. He laid it off. It was the short, easy pass. Absolutely nothing wrong with the way he played. He did a job, and it's the sort of job that isn't going to catch the eye today. I think unfair to give him an awful lot of judgment based on playing a team that really didn't put him under an awful lot of pressure. If you see him in a Premier League match, then you get to talk a little bit more about how he plays. But went in there, did a job for 70 minutes or so, and no complaints at all. Didn't catch the eye, but then one way or another. So
yeah, okay, good stuff.
Well, we're
Nick,
on the
I suppose
I thought Ashby played well at right back.
Yes,
and decent shot as well on him. As I said at the time, good to see youngster having the bottle to do that. I think perhaps the difference between the two players, obviously played different positions, different roles, but I think Coventry might not have been quite so up to take that shot on, shall we say? But again, he had a different role, and that would sort of colour his influence on that one.
All right, good stuff. Nick, I guess the best thing we can take away from tonight is the fact that having lost both of our opening games of the season, this is going to give the squad a bit of confidence, isn't it? Regardless of the opposition, to go, out and score 3 goals it's got to be a morale booster.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who the opposition is. 3 goals are 3 goals. We're off the mark. It's their first win of the season. As I put in the match thread, try and play the strongest when it was first open. Try and play the strongest team so that we do get a decent win out of it, and just get, because losing breeds losing, and just as much as going on a run, winning breeds winning and confidence. And it was much needed. I mean, our form tailed off last season.
Yeah.
When after we threw the last group game in the Europa.
Yeah.
I remember sitting here with you saying, no, don't throw it. We don't want to lose because we're on a superb winning streak here.
That's right, yeah.
Go and win the game. And we lost that game. And that seemed to me as to be when our form started taking a nosedive. Because he just played all the kids, rested most of the first team players, which I understand. But it's all about momentum. It's easy to lose it. It's not so easy to pick it up again. But hopefully this is the start. Because a lot of the players in that team tonight are going to be ones that are going to be, whether it's from the bench or whether it's going to be starting. Most of that squad tonight are going to be involved on Sunday. So it can only be a good thing that we scored 3 past. Said earlier though, not having a clean sheet is a bit of a shame, but you can't have everything.
No, I guess so. And as you said, it was an unsettled defence as well. So it's not the biggest travesty in the world. But should we do man of the match? Noam, who's your nomination for this evening? Who stood out for you particularly?
I'm getting at this thought. Come back to me because I'm trying to think.
All right. I'm going to go to Nick, but I guess Nick, you're going to go. I mean, you mentioned Cornet earlier. Would that be your pick, Nick?
Yeah, I think it would be. He was the one that tried to make most happen. So yeah, he's kind of got it, getting it by default. Assist for the goal, and wasn't afraid to want the ball, pick the ball up and run with it, which is all you can ask.
Okay, good stuff. No, have you?
Yeah. I go along with that. I was trying to think of a viable alternative to Cornet. That's why I was umming and ahhing. But showed enough. Although had he been on a bit longer, I think Ben Rama might have picked into it because I thought he had a very good game when he came on. So I'll fight for Cornet, but with Ben Rama sort of coming a runner up. We've got the first of the interviews is coming up, which we've got Ogbonna. So if you want to go away from me for a second, I'll see what he has to say.
All right, no worries. While you're doing it, well, Nick, let's have a quick word about Ogbonna. We haven't seen him since pre-season. Was it Reading he played against? Played half a game.
Yeah.
But he came in for one game, didn't he? And then he disappeared. And we were told he was, a couple of weeks ago, we were told that he was a good month away. He's got out there tonight, played. What did he play? 64 minutes before being replaced by Kehrer. Did okay, didn't he? Looks. I mean, someone, I'm not sure who it was. Apologies, I can't remember who it was, but someone mentioned earlier on the stream that they felt he looked particularly lean anyway and ready for the new season. What did you make of his performance?
It was an Angelo Ogbonna performance, solid and dependable. Bearing in mind obviously the quality of the opposition, but it's quite telling that we concede after he goes off. I think, you know what? It's just his presence. I mean, the geezer's a unit, isn't he? He's a brick outhouse, and he's not the sort you want to mess about with anyway. I'm sure because he's such one of those players that's just so physically imposing. I suppose a bit like that new Man United bloke, Haaland. You kind of don't know how to take him, sort of thing. He's the way. Noble said he was made out of concrete, didn't he?
Yeah,
he's Bono. That he's not Haaland. Yeah, I'm glad to see him back. I know he's in the twilight of his career now at 34, but nonetheless, I've always liked Angelo. He's not really don't ever really put a foot wrong, does he?
No, and I think for me, he's one of those players who's actually got better with age. I think he had a few dodgy moments when he first came here. I mean, how long has he been in? 5-6 years, I think it is, isn't it? 2016 was it? I think he came over, maybe 2017. But I'd say I think he's improved with age. Now, it's such a shame that he got that injury when he did last season because I think he was playing some of the best football we've ever seen him play at West Ham before that.
I'm just saying, yeah, it's 2015, 10th of July, 2015. He signed.
So I'm guessing that would make him our second longest serving player.
Second longest serving player now. You know, he's been a good servant. So who would have signed him? That would have been Village, wouldn't it?
Yes, yeah, because 20. Oh, I don't know, 20. Yeah, or would he have? Yeah, he would have just come in then, wouldn't he? I think he would have been one of his first signings.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I've got the year right.
He's not really saying much. Basically, they're just saying how modest he is, and he's basically thanking just about everybody, for the help in getting back. You know, his family, the club, the medical staff, and literally the second time he said everyone, the staff, the medical staff, the media, everyone always encouraged me and gave me a push to get through things. So, it's been very, very important to have everybody's support. So, he didn't enjoy last year, obviously, sitting on the sofa, seeing the team doing quite well, but he said it's part of the game. So, quite apart from anything else, anything football related, it's a hell of an injury he's had. And when you see someone come back like that, it's... you're always really, really glad for them. I remember the day he did it, and I remember the day he did it against Liverpool, and he'd gone down awkwardly, and that's when it got done. And then, he got up and tried to play on for another second, and can't remember who it was. It might have been Jota or someone, but basically just came and broke his nose with his elbow. Just it was definitely a red card, but being Liverpool, it wasn't, obviously. And at the end of the day, he went down. He's got his knee ligaments had gone. He's got his nose all across the face. And I'm thinking, he's probably had better days.
Is he, Nick, is he a first team player now? I mean, 8-9 months gone since he first got injured. When Agard comes back, hopefully in a few weeks' time, or it could be a bit longer than that. But we don't know much about Kerr, of course. Obviously, Zuma seems to have nailed down that other first team slot. Is Ogbonna likely to play much, do you think, this season?
Hope so. He deserves to. The position's his. He's the bloke. He's the incumbent. He's going to be used. You know, the other signing, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name yet, but he's out till after the World Cup. Dawes is he going to be another Wes Quasi? Because he's just seemed to have disappeared off. Yeah, he's just disappeared off the face of the earth, isn't he? So what we got? Ogbonna at the moment. Who we got fit? Ogbonna and Kerr, isn't it?
Ogbonna, Kerr.
I mean,
Zuma possibly. We're hearing stories, aren't we, about him not being.
No, we saw him at Forest on Saturday. He had a fairly hefty whack, didn't he, in the first 90 seconds, and for the rest of the half, at least what we could see in front of us, he was hobbling around the pitch. And in fact, I think every time I've seen him play in the last few months, he's looked like that. Just not looked 100%. And maybe you want to share some of those rumours for those who are watching who haven't heard them. Just
reading between the lines that some people have said he's got problems with his knees. Now, I mean, how accurate that's that? I mean, as mentioned, the last 48 hours, football's been fairly low priority for me. We're trying to get myself sorted for the next couple of weeks, but it does seem to take him a while to shake off little knocks like that, doesn't it? And it does make you wonder, sort of how they are. So, but what have we got? I mean, the central defender list, we've got Agard, Zuma, Dawson, Kera, and Oggy. So you've got 5. When they're all fit, you've got an abundance there, haven't you? Unfortunately, not.
Well, it depends. I mean, do you? I mean, I'll go to Nick for this one, but is Moyes thinking about playing 3 centre halves? Do you think?
Yeah, potentially for some games. That's the thing when you're now going to have so many different options. Excuse me. We don't have to be so rigid now like we have been. So yes, against certain opponents, I think he will play 3 at the back, or even 5, and using. I don't know if he'd use Cornet as a left wing back. I don't know. Same as the. No, we haven't signed anyone on the right yet, have we? I think we need to.
Kera, of course, as we said, can play right back. I'm not sure about right wing back, but he's definitely played the right side of defence. So there's a lot of versatility in there, isn't there? We as you say, we've got options and we can chop and change. I mean, Cornet, as you said, he can play the striker's role. So can Bowen. We know that from last season. You've got Antonio, perhaps now could be utilised as back out on the left hand side again. But no, I think that's the thing. It looks like to me that's the theme of this summer's recruitment: versatility. We're not going for players who are generally nailed down to one position. It's players who can play across the line or in various areas in defence or even in midfield.
Yeah, and if we do play 3 central defenders, which we have done on occasion in recent years, it means we'll be playing 3 central defenders rather than having sort of Cresswell fill in and move across and that sort of thing. So interesting times. We live in interesting times.
Indeed.
It's all good. Lots of options. Well, look, we're going to wrap up tonight.
Can I just give one little bit of information, because I looked it up and found it, and we were talking about away goals and matches being decided by different methods, and it was the 1968 European Championships, and it was the semi-final, and the Soviet Union drew 0-0 with Italy, Italy were reduced to 10 men through injury, no subs back then. Finished up 0-0, and so after extra time. So basically, they went and tossed a coin. They didn't do it out on the pitch. They walked in the changing room. So 70,000 people in the crowd, all on centre-hooks. So they're tossing a coin. They've gone and done it in the changing room. They had to wait 10 minutes. And then the captain sort of came out from the tunnel and then sort of started going like that. That was it.
Madness.
Madness.
Outrageous.
Yeah.
What a way to decide the game. Well, it's no surprise they soon kicked that into touch whenever they did.
Yeah.
When did the penalty shootout come into play? Have we got a date on that?
Penalty shootouts, I think, were the early 70s. I think the first one was they tried it out in certainly in this country. It was in some. Do you remember a pre-season thing, the Watney Cup?
I'm aware of it. Yeah, I can't say I ever saw any games, but yeah, I've heard of it.
Now, I'm going to look this up, but a funny feeling that it was won by Hull City. I think beat Man United in penalty shootout. Now, let's have a look. Pretty sure it was the Watney Cup anyway, which was lasted. Watney Cup founded 90. Full name was the Watney Man Invitation Cup. Everyone called it a Watney Cup. Lasted from 1970 to 1973. No, that wasn't it. What was the other one that was pre-season then?
No idea. If anyone knows on the stream, let us know. Fill us in. But when was the first penalty shootout in England? Who contested it?
I'm sure Hull were involved.
Yeah. Nick, any chance of a quick delve into Google to
let's have a look on that one?
Right. First ever English penalty shooter.
History.
Yes.
Right, here we go.
Who's going to get there first?
Boothroyd Park, Hull City, and Manchester
Hull City,
United.
Man United semi-final of the Watney Cup. There you go.
There you go. Well remembered.
Yeah.
What year was that? What year have we got? 70.
Hang on, I've closed the tab now. 70, I think.
1970. Yeah. Hull City, Man United. It was Man United won it. So the first player to miss a penalty in a penalty shootout was Dennis Law.
Dennis Law.
Yeah. It went down to the whole goalkeeper Ian McKechnie saved Law's kick, but when he took his own kick, he shot at the bar, which put him out. So
there you go.
Yeah. So there you go. Penalty shootout.
Slightly the longest penalty shootout. Didn't the under-21s have some ridiculously long penalty shootout?
Yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah. Not so long ago.
Yeah. Well, didn't they go around nearly twice or something?
Yeah.
Mind you, we that one we had against Everton with the Adrian throwing the gloves down thing. That went to keepers, didn't it? And so anyway, just thought I'd share that. So Watney Cup there.
Well, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Always interesting. Always informative, as they say. Every day is a school day. Certainly is here on the KUMB live stream. Gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up there. Before we do, we've got to, as is customary on this stream, look ahead to our next game. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't know about you two, because we're playing our bogey team. Nick, Brighton and Hove Albion. 12 years now, I think, isn't it, since we last beat them in a competitive fixture? What do you make of that one this weekend?
Got to be 10 years, isn't it? Because we beat them in 2012.
Yes, of course it was. Yeah, 2012. Yeah, 6-0, wasn't it?
It was.
Game. Vast with that rocket scissor kick, wasn't it?
Oh, he got hat-trick, didn't he?
Hat-trick. Yeah.
What do you make of that, Nick, this weekend? You confident? Think we can break the hoodoo at last?
We can, whether we will or not. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. The run's got to come to an end soon, isn't it? It's their old.
Well, you think so? It's been what is it? 9 games now since we beat them.
Yeah, something like that. It's not been good, is it? We'll see.
Not at all.
I don't know. I'm trying to think if I'm doing anything. When is it? Sunday? Oh, I'm about
Sunday afternoon.
See, I've been to both the games we've lost, and the first one I've missed this season, we've won. So I'm not going to be there Sunday. So that's probably a good omen.
It's true.
Yes.
Clutching at straws there.
Yeah, well, as you can see, none of us are particularly confident, but we could do. There you go. Undecisive, I think we'll say. That's about it from us tonight. My big thanks to these guys to my right. Yeah, they are to my right, even though I'm looking at the other side of the screen. Nick here, and then over there with his arm on Nick's head for half of the night. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. Naomi's off away to do some scouting.
That's an arm and a half next to Naomi, isn't it?
Passport. Joey's passport's ready. I've got one for each queue.
On the back of the head. Have a lovely time, mate. Have a good holiday. Have a good break. I'll be back on Sunday for Eyes Up. Nick, maybe joining me on Sunday?
Potentially.
Okay. So there could be two of us again. But if you're at the ground, have a lovely afternoon at the London Olympic Stadium. Bring us some points against Brighton. It's about time we beat them, isn't it? Anyway, we've had a good night tonight. Confidence flowing in the squad. Morale boosting win against Viborg of Denmark in the Conference League. Goals from Gianluca Scamacca, Jared Bowen and Mikhail Antonio, our three frontmen. Bringing us the bacon home, the Danish bacon home, even though the opponents managed to grab one in the second half through Bondi to make it a bit competitive. But West Ham going out to the second leg next week, plenty of confidence and a 2-goal advantage. We'll be back again for that one as well, of course. But until before that, we've got the Brighton game on Sunday. Thank you to everyone for joining us live on the stream. As always, we really appreciate your company and your comments. Keeps us all going, gives us something to talk about in those quiet moments. Not that there was many of those tonight, especially in the first half, talk of ice cream and all that sort of thing. We shall see you all again very soon. Anyway, get yourself on over to the KUMB.com forum on the general discussion. And get on the match thread and share your thoughts on what you've seen tonight. Did you think West Ham played well? You happy with what you're seeing? Let us know. Anyway, we shall see you all again very soon, my friends. Take care, fellow Hammers. And until then,